90s, we didn't know what we had. TV, movies, back when life wasn't so bad. Life is layered like a cabbage. It's time for movie baggage. Movie baggage. Now it's time for movie baggage. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Movie Baggage, the podcast where me and my co-host rewatch movies.
Duncan wouldn't make these types of mistakes.
Don't you talk to me about Duncan. Let me get through the
Duncan...
intro. Let me get through this.
All right. Fine.
The podcast where me and my co-host watch movies from our childhood and decide if we were scarred for life by them. I'm Jake Palmer, and I'm here with my bestest friend, Victoria Lear. Hey, Vic.
Hi. I'm here. I'm excited.
Good.
I'm very, very thrilled to be in this podcast yet again. You haven't fired me yet.
Nope, I can't. Not yet.
Yeah. No, not until that golden parachute is out of the picture. That whole, you have to pay me tens of thousands of dollars should you fire me from the podcast within a certain number of episodes.
Really shouldn't have signed that contract, but
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no. She's in it for the long haul, guys. Don't worry. Vic's the star of the show.
No.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling pretty good. I was only woken up once last night by my child, so that's a big win.
Yes.
Yeah. Trying to think of like what else. I ate breakfast. I don't know. I'm feeling good.
We don't need all the details, but
you don't need all the
good.
details. It was a s'mores Pop-Tart, Jake. It was delicious. I've had water. I feel hydrated.
Okay. Well, that is good
I
to know.
showered. I'm clean.
You are amped up on s'mores Pop-Tart right now. Oh boy.
Yeah, that's true. That's accurate. How are you doing, Jake? What did you eat for breakfast?
I had oatmeal. Doctor says I'm incredibly unhealthy. So nope, not a fun breakfast.
Nope. But who was the one who really liked oatmeal? What childhood? Eloise, the book Eloise? Wasn't she always eating oatmeal?
I don't know.
Anyway, well, that's, healthy. It's got fiber, right?
Apparently.
Something. We're of that age where we're supposed to be heavily concerned with fiber all the time.
Well, don't get me started.
You don't want this podcast to just be about fiber?
No, let's... Oh boy. Let's start talking about the Beatles and just all fucking old people shit. No, let's not get into that.
No, never. We will never talk about the Beatles on this podcast. They have enough attention.
Oh my God.
Haven't they taken enough?
Seriously, if you listen to other podcasts, guys, anybody over 60 who's doing a podcast, you mentioned the Beatles, they are talking about it for the rest of the podcast. Conan.
That going to be the only one you mentioned?
No. What's it? The SNL podcast, those guys.
Well,
they'll go on forever.
I do think that Conan is a good segue into our tiny little spinoff that I think has to happen at the beginning of this episode.
Great segue, Vic. Hell yes. You are on point today. I knew it from that s'mores Pop-Tart. You are ready to go.
I'm locked in.
All right. Let me just say one thing first. Let me just clear the air a little bit. I got pretty heated about gingers in our last episode. I was just playing it up a bit for the podcast.
No, I
of course do not think that white ginger men are in the same category as other minorities in our country.
Our legal team is requiring him to say this.
Civil rights groups, please stop calling me and complaining. All right. I was joking. I do not think we're up there. I just wanted to make a little point that there are no redheaded male romantic leads in US movies. Vic said if she could find one, we would watch it. So,
Okay,
Vic, I will turn it over to you. You did some research, I think.
I did research. I don't know.
Not
Is this video? Is this going to be a
this is
video? I don't know if this one's
it,
going to be a video, but I'm
yes, it
holding
is.
up my printed thesis report on what I've titled "The Elusive Redheaded Lead."
Yeah, this isn't just notes. This is like a official report that she is turning in.
This is an official report. So, first of all, I'd like to state that I believe the record will show from our previous podcast that the specifications of romantic and US were not part of it.
I
Uh,
definitely said romantic. I definitely said that, and I thought it was implied. Of course,
so
British doesn't
I,
count.
I will say that I did assume romantic was implied. However, I think that discounting the British is discounting most of the population that is naturally redheaded, which will be the issue. Because a redheaded lead in British cinema is very common because most redheads are of British lineage.
Vic,
Just putting that out there. You're removing
Europe doesn't count on this
Europe.
podcast.
Okay, so first part of the goal, which is finding a
Sorry to all
male.
our European listeners.
Oh, there, we're gonna lose the entire the entire EU base because of this. We're gonna have to make another announcement from legal next week. It's gonna be problematic,
Well,
Jake.
guys, if you have complaints, write us at moviebagagepod@gmail.com. Don't write me personally anymore. Use the email.
We're gonna have to make an email for this
I
now.
did. I just said it.
Oh, that's a real email?
Of course.
Shock. I thought you were just
You haven't
diverting our
been checking our
listeners.
email? I thought you were checking it.
I didn't know this was a real job with an email.
All right. Well, we got to be so backed up now. All right. Go ahead. What is
Okay.
your report?
Okay. First of all, we must define the problems of a redhead, which is that many redheads will dye their hair darker colors for Hollywood, which I think illustrates the main issue of the point, which is that redheads can't get roles. Sorry. And then the other issue, which is lighting shifts and saturation, because a lot of movies put weird like saturation and lighting that causes certain characters to look not redheaded in certain scenes.
They will
My
literally
example,
put money into it so you don't
my
see
ex-
that red hair.
my example of natural redheads who have dyed their hair for roles would be your Benedict Cumberbatch. His most famous role of Sherlock dyed his hair black. Naturally, a ginger.
What?
Tragic. Yeah,
I didn't know
tragic.
that.
Benedict Cumberbatch
Oh,
is a natural
Benedict, man.
ginger,
Traitor.
and he's dyed his hair either black or brown for most of his primary roles. Now, to be fair, Sherlock Holmes is sort of like a historic role who has dark hair as part of that character. The other one's bullshit. He should be a ginger for.
And this is BBC, right?
Sherlock is
So
still
even though
BBC.
you're saying British, he still can't be a redhead over there.
Well, I'll say with Sherlock, that's like a defined literary
We
character.
couldn't buy him as Sherlock with red hair.
Well,
That doesn't make sense.
you couldn't buy a like a Hercule Poirot without the mustache. Like certain
Of
characters are
course,
described.
Hercule Poirot, someone I'm
Oh,
very familiar with.
what? We're gonna have to watch some different movies.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The other issue is lighting, which can make some redheads seem like a wide range of colors, depending on the whole deal. Because you've got your carrot reds, you've got your gingers, your auburns, your strawberries, and I call it the trouble with tones in my report, uh, because those various tones of redhead can play much darker or much lighter than they are depending on the lighting and the saturation. My example for this would be Ewan McGregor, another ginger who, as Obi-Wan Kenobi, looks ginger in lower lighting and looks blonde in higher lighting, depending on the film. But he
Oh
is a
yeah.
ginger. So Ewan McGregor, not the lead role of the Star Wars, but I'd say Obi-Wan Kenobi defining role of the newer Star
Yeah, but
Wars.
he's not romantic with anybody in
No.
that.
So
Problem with the movie.
then we get to the good and must be mentioned, but don't quite fit the briefs. Uh, AKA your Chuck Norrises. Um, how are you walking away from Chuck Norris as a ginger? Ridiculous. It's TV though, but still. You've got Ron Howard went bald early. Very, all of his stuff is fantastic. But he went bald very early. Sort of an issue with gingers is they also tend to go gray very quickly or white.
Uh-oh.
Robert Redford fits the brief. He is a ginger, very famous romantic lead in a ton of his movies. They're just old and you know.
I forgot about Robert Redford. All right.
Yeah.
That's the only example so far I'm actually accepting. All the other ones
Okay.
are TV.
Okay, but we're accepting Robert Redford. Um Rupert Grint from Harry Potter
That
is
does
not
not
the
count.
lead,
Does not
but he
count on every level. It is
but he
British.
gets the
British does not
girl.
count. He is not the lead. He is a
No.
secondary character. And also, even in the books, that seemed very tacked on at the end that he gets Hermione. Like, do they ever flirt?
No, they don't. It's the whole last book they're together. It's not that's
Oh,
not
and
a
I
tacked
thought it
on at
was
the end.
literally. I thought it was literally at the very
No.
end. They go,
It's the
oh, and
tacked
they
on
get
it the
together.
tacked on at the end is
All right,
that his best friend Harry Potter starts sleeping with his goddamn sister.
that one
That's the
was,
tacked on at the end bit,
yeah.
which is gross, makes Harry the worst protagonist ever. I'm sorry, I'm big team Ron on this one, but
Oh,
I
thank
understand.
you.
He doesn't fit the brief, but he's still good. He needs to be mentioned because he gets the girl. I feel like that's the point. Um Anyway, then we've got the people who don't fit the brief but have defined a difference in
I'm just
redheaded
accepting
culture.
this term fit the brief, even though I've never heard it before.
This is a very official report, and we will use report jargon when referring to things.
All right. Fit the brief. This doesn't fit the brief. What?
This doesn't fit the brief, but I feel like they must be mentioned for their contributions to redhead kind. Ed Sheeran, obvious, huge musical talent, absolute ginger turned huge sex symbol, incredible. Willie Nelson, big ginger in the music industry, unbelievable talent, and again went gray very early, but he was some hot shit back when he had the color in there. I mean, he's still
You got
awesome.
Shaun White on there.
I do have Shaun White. He's literally the next one on the list.
I know that guy.
I'm holding the list up. Yeah, because Shaun White was
Made big
sick,
strides for ginger kind.
unbelievably
He just
cool
had
with
to
his
fly thousands of feet in the air
long
on a
curly
snowboard.
locks and super cool baggy pants, giving the middle finger to the Olympic Committee. I love it. He's great. All right. Then we get to our second category of what I will say fits the brief, although probably not what you intended, which is the animated.
No, I do not. No, we don't have time
Because,
to get into cartoons.
okay, I'll be quick. Ratatouille, Alfredo Linguini. He gets the girl. He's the main human. He's a redhead. Peter Pan from the original Disney.
All right, big.
Redhead.
Shrek also gets the girl in animated.
Philip J. Fry, Archie Andrews, the Wild Thornberries, Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory. All right, we'll wrap it up. They're all the big names of awesome redheaded leads for animated. Finally, the true fits the brief here. There's two that I think are big contenders. The first one would be Eddie Redmayne. Now, he does dye his hair darker in some movies, but the Fantastic Beasts, which he's the main character for, which is a big series, he's a ginger the whole time.
British.
It is British. The second one is Domhnall Gleeson in About Time, which is by the same director as Love Actually. It's amazingly cute, super romantic, absolutely gets the girl. He's the main lead romantic character. It's really just about him and the girl
And
traveling
how
time.
British is it?
It's decently British.
Mm-hmm.
It's still pretty British. But you didn't specify when I started my research that it needed to be US.
It
Why
was
would it be
heavily implied
implied?
on this podcast. Europe doesn't count. I am
Oh,
talking about a Hollywood movie in America with a
well,
lead
Domhnall
redhead.
Gleeson is also in Ex Machina. He's the main character in Ex Machina, which is amazing. It's not romantic. I mean, there's a sexy lady in it, but she's also a murderous robot. Um, Ex Machina is fucking sweet.
Well, I
And
haven't
that's
seen
not
it.
a British one. He is British, but the movie is not British. You haven't seen Ex Machina?
No.
All right, well, that has to go on here because You want to watch a movie that's horror and titties. I don't know why you're not watching Ex Machina.
The redhead doesn't get those titties though.
Oh, I mean he does, but she's evil, so it doesn't work out
Oh.
because she's like a sentient AI. I'm not gonna ruin the movie. Anyway, I think I've already proven myself with Robert Redford earlier in
That's
the
the
list.
only thing you've proven yourself with.
No,
And you didn't
I
list a movie with where he's the romantic lead in it.
I said that the one I'd like to watch if we're going to watch one is Horse Whisperers, which I think should be obvious.
Horse Whisperer is already on.
Yeah, Horse Whisperers is
We
so
have a
good.
few horse movies from Vic.
So many horse movies. It's obvious where my interests lie.
All right. Well, amazing, Vic. Once again, you put the time in. Amazing work. I think I still stand pretty much correct.
I'll say it shouldn't take effort to research
It
characters like
it,
that.
it did take you. You have
It
a
took
whole brief
effort.
on
It's
this.
it's effort. It's very easy to find female redheaded leads. It's very difficult to find male.
Mm-hmm.
Although there's a lot more people, actors who are redheads who dye their hair for roles. Like
Sad.
Michael Fassbender is in amazing movies, but he's almost never using his natural hair color in
Oh,
those
I didn't know he was
movies.
redheaded.
Yeah, he's naturally a ginger. Yeah,
Sad.
yeah.
Sad world, guys, where we have
I
to
put this
hide our true selves.
I put this on that these are some big enough actors out here that they just need to start, making these changes in
Come
Hollywood.
on, guys, take a stand.
Stop being cowards. Yeah.
Be a
Well,
redheaded Sherlock Holmes.
this podcast will definitely influence change in the world, I'm sure.
Yes. Yes. Now that we're doing video, putting the red hair out there
Yeah. Suck on that
all over.
non-redheaded patriarchy. I don't know who's to blame for this really.
The dark haired patriarchy.
The dark-haired
And women, of
patriarchy.
course.
I I don't think you can say that. I think if Ed Sheeran proved anything, it's that women love a redheaded man.
You're right. It's just because they don't see enough of them. They don't
Hmm.
see them represented in movies in a positive light.
Well, and not to bring things back to Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken, but I do think there's an agenda
Please.
being
No.
pushed. You don't want There's an agenda being pushed of Hollywood big shots and what they want women to be attracted to. And I think
Yes,
they're
I
to
do agree
blame.
with that. I thought,
Yeah, that's what I'm
okay,
getting at.
let's not get back into Clifford. I just can't.
No, I wasn't going to talk about Clifford. I was going to talk about how weird it was that they changed the true life story to like a pedophilic romance angle. Like there was no need for that romance angle to have elements of pedophilia. And
Yep.
Disney did that intentionally.
Yep. But speaking of romance, we have another movie we watched.
And it doesn't have any romance in it.
I think there's a little bit, but we'll get to that. Guys, we watched Pumpkinhead 2 Bloodwings. And this is a movie, I think it came out in 94, later than I thought it came out. Is that true? It came out in 94, right? I'm going to
I,
look it up real quick. Vamp while I'm looking this up.
I did not see this movie. And when you asked me to watch it, I was really under the impression that it would have more to do with pumpkins. Um,
Common mistake.
Common mistake. It has nothing to do with pumpkins.
And yes, it came out in 1994. Watching it, you would think this was the middle of the 80s, but
Oh, right. Yeah, for sure. I thought it was much, much earlier when I was watching it as well. I had to look up when Aliens came out, um,
yep,
because I
it's
was like, this has to be older than that.
yep.
No, no, it's not.
No, it is not. We'll get into what Pumpkinhead eventually looks like later, but
Earlier
yes.
than you think. Doesn't hide
So
that.
so you've never seen Pumpkinhead 2 Bloodwings. Well,
Mm-mm.
I have. And guys, I was pretty young when I saw this one. I believe, around 10. I'm going to just generally say 10
No.
years old when I saw this.
Oh no, Jake.
I distinctly remember it was like Thanksgiving, I think, is when this it wasn't
Oh,
Halloween. It was Thanksgiving. My family had people over for dinner. They were all in the kitchen cooking and stuff. I was alone in the living room. Turn on the old TV. What do we got going on here? Pumpkinhead 2. This sounds fun. And I watched this alone. And I assumed just maybe the beginning, because the beginning is burned in my brain forever. But as I watched it, I pretty much watched this whole movie by myself at like 10
Oh,
years old.
on TV.
It was on TV.
This is just
Middle of the day,
bananas to me.
middle of the day. It was definitely like before dinner.
It wasn't like some cousin was over and accidentally left it in the VHS player. No.
No, I was alone. Turned
Wow.
it on.
Where
So,
was your mother? Does she watch this podcast? She's gonna be concerned. This is gonna. I apologize,
nah, she'll
Jake's
just,
mom. It's not.
I'm sure she'll just think it toughened me up.
Well, it did something.
We'll, we'll see. Let's break it down, Vic. I can't wait
Yeah.
to get into this.
Yeah.
This movie gets into it right away. We open on a it's black and white.
Well, I will just make a brief
Or you want to talk
comment.
about the credits?
The credits were so visually aggressive of just like a unbelievably like the brightest red screen with black text you've ever seen in your life, and then like chill elevator vibe music in the background.
It was
it,
strangely soothing.
it was like, this is sort of low key and jazzy, like you'd expect it to be on one of those loops of like lo-fi beats to study to. It was not what I was expecting. Um,
Yep.
and then it
Lulls you into
explodes into
yeah.
fire.
It lulls you in like, oh, maybe this won't be so bad. Then blows up, and now we're into black and white. A woman
Right.
who kind of like this, might be
Yeah, a
blind, and she's
little
going,
deranged.
Tommy, Tommy, and she's putting out like this thick stew, and just putting it out in the woods in a
I
bowl.
genuinely thought it was cat food. I
Yep,
was like, she's got a cat.
yep. And I think that's intentional. Is this for a beast or a man? But she's
Yeah.
calling Tommy, and just so we protect ourselves, Vic, let's just say Tommy's a mutant of some kind. He's
Well, we won't get into it now, but it's one of my things that I think is the worst about this film. Um,
he's got some disabilities, we'll say,
he's
but
got he's got birth defects.
they
He's
don't they don't ever name it though. So I'm just gonna call him a
no,
mutant.
he looks like a mutant though. It's
He's got
yeah.
a fucked up
Sort of
hand. His
sort of
face is
like the
kind of
Elephant
fucked up.
Man. If you've ever seen
Yeah, of
old circus freak photos of the Elephant Man,
course.
that's what this looks like.
Yeah, he's got elephant manitis, and he comes up, he's scooping up that food in his mouth. He loves it.
Yep, some tasty stew.
Vic. So from here on, I remember every scene of this intro, and I have not seen this movie since I was 10. So why don't you go ahead and describe what happens now?
So, what I saw, fresh faced and having never seen this before, is a gang of Ace Venturas come
Yep,
out
sure.
into the woods for no discernible reason. And it was really jarring to me because the earlier scenes I couldn't quite place in time where we were because it looked very Little Home on the
this
Prairie.
this sets
And
it.
then some almost current 90s Ace Ventura.
No,
Like,
no, they're 50s. They're
I know,
clearly
but they don't.
50s
They're not a
greasers.
good 50s. They're like Ace Ventura Pet Detective 50s.
Yes. But they have like a 50s car, and they're all wearing
Yeah.
like 50s club jackets. Like they're like a kind of look like
They're a
team
they're a
high school
gang.
jackets. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, Letterman, like weird Letterman jackets. Um
But yep, they're in the woods looking for a good time, aren't they?
yeah, and their good time is like to murder this kid.
Oh,
Like
they get to the woods. I don't even think they're there for this, but they show up in the woods and they go, "Oh, that's that Tommy guy. Let's get him." And they all jump out of their old timey car, open the
Mhm.
trunk, and their trunk is just filled with bats and assorted weapons. And
Because
one
they
guy has a
they came here specifically to murder someone in the woods. I'd call that premeditation in a court of law.
and this guy has a switchblade. He's like, "Oh, we're looking for a good time. Let's really mess up this guy who's just out there in the woods eating slop."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they chase him down. This poor guy's like running away. He's all mutated, running
It-
away.
well, and I didn't understand settings wise what was going on because he appears to be deep in the woods, but they pull up off of a road and spot him immediately, like from the road, as if he's not deep in the woods. And then this weird old lady, as if she's witnessing this whole thing, goes, Tommy, run! Why she's in slow motion, no one else is. I don't understand. But she's not there. It,
Okay, I can
it
explain all.
okay,
This
please.
is very clear. If you're gonna say anything about Pumpkinhead, it's very simple, clear plot. I believe Tommy's probably they're on a road. Tommy's probably up on a hill. So they looked up
Okay.
and they saw him flopping,
Mhm.
eating that schlop. This woman, who, spoilers, guys, she is a witch, is
Mhm.
psychically linked to Tommy.
Right.
So she sees what
No
he
explaining
sees.
why that's there.
Don't need to. She's a witch. I think we know she can
Does
do
the
that.
psychic then then I'm sorry, just to clarify for my own edification,
What?
if we're gonna say that she's a witch and that she can see what's going on because she's psychically linked to Tommy, no one else is in slow motion, but she is. When she is maintaining the psychic connection, does she just move very slowly? And if we were to have been there, she would have just been talking like that. Like it wasn't like she was in slow motion. It's like the psychic link causes her to move incredibly slowly.
You might have pointed out one hole in this movie, one plot hole, which is she doesn't go in slow motion later. So she does it again later, but does not go into slow motion. So I this might just be to show how dramatic the scene is.
Right.
This is a
It's definitely a
choice.
stylistic choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, our 50s guys catches up to Tommy and everyone. I was 10 when I saw this. Just a reminder. They chase him up to everyone's favorite place in this town, the abandoned mine.
Like an abandoned iron mine.
This iron mine shows up a lot in this movie, almost as if it's one of the only sets they had for this movie.
Right.
But
I'm
I
pretty
like
sure
to
they paid
believe,
for
uh,
5 sets.
I just believe that this town loves it and everyone likes to go there. They chase him
Clearly.
up to it. They're like, string him up, string him up. They hook him on this big hook connected to a big metal chain. And our
Mhm.
guy, and they, or actually, no, they tenderize him a bit with those baseball bats. It shows it too, guys. He is being bashed by baseball bats. They're kicking him, beating the shit out of this disabled guy.
Yeah, it's literally a gang of Ace Venturas beating the shit out of a disabled child in overalls who's whimpering the entire time.
And you'd think that would make it funnier being a bunch of Ace Venturas, but
No.
pretty pretty scary as a kid seeing that. And finally, he's all bloody. They then hook him on this chain that's hanging above the open mine shaft. And our guy with the switchblade just starts cutting him open, just stabbing him in the belly multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
I
Sort
am.
of like a gross pinata,
Oh,
like a really gross
pumpkin pinata.
lynching pinata.
And they go, all right, he's had enough. Let's drop him down the mine shaft, hit a lever, and the guy just falls down. That's it. Cut to modern times. Cut to the 90s.
Yeah,
I am
there's
in my living room, jaw on the floor, eyes wide as saucers. I just saw a group of men brutally murder a disabled man,
yeah, that'd be
a
rough.
man with the mind of a child. It was horrible.
They make the Ace Venturas then joke amongst themselves about what they've done, just to add insult to injury, I guess.
Yeah, usually in this kind of movie, at least one guy would be like, we shouldn't be doing this. This is too far. Nope, they're all on board for this
Mm-hmm.
brutal murder in the middle of the day. Just
Right.
like, well, good work, guys. That was fun.
Yeah, the one
Let's go
says
play jacks now, or whatever we do in the 50s.
the one says it was a dirty job, but someone had to do it.
Yep.
And I just hated that because it's like, that's not your line. Who wrote this script? That's like a thing. Write your own lines. But whatever. That was my immediate irritation was
It
like,
was
don't make your scene closing dramatic line like one of the more famous idioms in
all right. Well,
existence.
you're right. That's one shitty line in an otherwise perfect script.
Uh, well, we'll get there.
That's so funny that that stuck with you
It
after
did.
this
I
stabbing
had to
and
pause it
bloody
and be like,
beating. What a
how
shitty
dare
line.
you?
You're right. It is pretty weak after what we just saw.
Well, because they should have just ended it with him dropping into the thing. That close up shot of Ace Ventura with that stupid line. Like, fuck, man, you really had something going here. And then you had to put this goob's face on the middle of the screen.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm fine.
Okay, good. All
That's a
right.
shocking thing to see early. But yeah,
Yeah.
then we immediately jump to like sitcom suburbia in the 90s.
Yeah. It's crazy how silly this movie seems after this one of the most brutal openings I've ever seen
It,
since. Like, I don't think I've seen a horror movie that opens that brutally.
no, that's a shocking like, and it's not the thing that I do think is really interesting is this isn't that poorly done as far as most of the stuff, which is why some of the things like the weird cutting back to the woman in slow-mo like seeming to writhe in agony with him, you're just like, what are you, why is she in slow motion? Like nothing else is in slow motion. Why did it's, and the way it warps her voice sounds so weird, like as if she wasn't filmed and then her voice slowed down, as if she went into a sound studio and pretended to be talking in slow motion.
Yep. It's a strange
Whatever.
choice.
It is a
But
choice though.
it was. It's an
But
artsy
no,
movie.
we get that classic mother and father talking about their troubled daughter and their move to they've left the city because it's corrupting her and they're gonna live a peaceful life now out
Oh yeah.
in this rural America,
This town where
God's country.
no one's getting up to any trouble in this town. Holy
No.
shit. So first day of school. Like the most generic names ever. We see her name what her name's Jenny.
Jenny, Danny, Peter, Paul, and then the only one that's slightly different, Marcy,
Yes.
which I think was their like, oh, what's an old timey name? Or no, they're not in old times anymore, are they?
No,
No.
it's the 90s.
Marcy, it's Marcy for reasons. I'll say we get some other great skipped writing of, hey man, let's spark that joint.
Yes, that's how you know these guys are up to no good. They're in a convertible outside of their school and in front of everyone. They're just lighting up a doobie.
And making out in the back seat.
Oh
And
yes.
yeah, and I'm just like, did the person who write this script never exist as a teenager? Because this is some rough script writing right here.
Probably a nerd. Doesn't know how to
Yeah.
smoke a doobie.
Hey man, let's spark that joint.
Joint.
I I felt like for a brief period of time, somebody watched a bunch of Dare PSAs and was like, I can write this
No, this is
scene.
yeah, this is how teens talk.
This is what
Just
teens
go off
talk
those
like.
commercials above the influence.
Yeah. But yeah, immediately we've got all your good horror movie tropes. You've got teens breaking social and moral rules, promiscuity, and uh, lack of respect for authority and education, and drugs.
And say what you will about Pumpkinhead 2, they don't waste any time with the plot. So
Nope.
our girl Jenny is her first this is her first day of school, walking up to the school, gets flagged over by these hooligans, and she is just down to chill with them immediately. They go, "We're not going to school. Want to come with us?" And she's like, "Yep." And they all
Yeah,
gets into the convertible and drives away.
minor plot hole. Marcy calls
Uh-oh.
out to her and says it's Marcy from trigonometry. First of all, I don't think Marcy's ever set foot in a trig class. And second of all, it's supposed to be this girl's first day of school. So how the fuck would she know Marcy from trig?
Okay,
Uh,
that's one other plot hole.
one other plot hole. That one's so tiny, it's fair to be ignored, but still.
It's just no one's really thinking a lot about this. Like
No.
first day of school. Hey, it's me from your class.
Yeah,
Maybe it was lunchtime. Maybe it was the morning. They did trig.
maybe.
I'm
Maybe.
gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, Vic. This must have been around noon.
It certainly feels like, to be making out and smoking a joint at when high school starts, which is like what, like
7 a.m.
7:30?
Yeah,
Like that
7 in
is
the
so
morning.
early.
That would be rough. Gotta
I
get
feel like if you were
high
just
and
if
make out.
if you were gonna skip school and do drugs anyway,
Don't
you
show
would
up to
not wake
school.
up in time for school.
Yeah,
Like you
and don't
wouldn't
show
be
up at the
there.
school. What are you doing there?
Like if I were living my teenage rebellion dream, I would have been asleep until at least noon.
All right. Well, they drive off to get up to no good.
Mm-hmm.
We cut to one of the strangest mashup scenes of just let's get all our characters into this room. We have this room for a day. Let's film everyone's introduction. We got Jenny's father, who is the sheriff of this town. He moved here to become
Mm-hmm.
the sheriff. He's getting a physical in a
Oh no,
doctor's
wait.
office. What?
Wait, you're skipping a scene, which is that they first start in the sheriff's office where he's meeting Judge, who's like, is that his name or is he the
No, no,
judge
he is
of
the
this
judge.
town? So he's the judge. He's being super weird and basically being like, I knew that we needed a local back here to do this job. And it's like, didn't he just move from New York? And that's when they dropped that like he is from this town, because the other scene didn't set that up. The other scene
No.
was like, I'm leaving the big city. I've been a cop in New York and I need to go to a rural America and basically pre-retire while still working. And then the judge is like, no, 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 but like you're from here originally and we all know you. Like, okay.
And he says something
Sort of.
like, and you look like a man who knows how to work with people, or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
he's acting super creepy. And like another guy comes in looking for a hunting license, and their interaction is just unbelievably hostile for no reason.
all right, I'm
Like,
so glad you didn't let me skip this scene.
don't skip it because
The
the
plot
weirdest thing
does not.
is
All right, good luck trying to make a sense of all this, Vic. You can bring up all the scenes if you want, but the judge, I have a very tough time in this movie figuring out what his motivation is, what is going on with this guy. He's just
every,
kind of
everything he says sounds like it's like a weird sexual innuendo.
ominous
Even
and maybe a little sexual, but I
because
guess he's the bad guy.
they close out this scene with this audio again. It's like they cut away but then they audioed in the line, and remember you've got your physical later today. Why
Okay.
would the judge of this town have scheduled the physical for the new sheriff? why, why
You
is
know
he
why?
that
Because
involved?
everybody knows about it. That's why. This is the biggest news in town because we get to this next scene and everyone is showing up in the
It's
middle of this guy's physical.
the weirdest room you've ever seen. It's like an enormous laboratory room with pig fetuses in jars and arbitrary science slash doctor equipment, and then just a bed in the middle of like a huge room. And what we've been introduced is that this is the town doctor,
I love
but
this
it
movie. I
looks like they're
fucking
in
love
like
this
a
movie now, guys.
morgue.
They're in the year. Vegas, right? This is the craziest hodgepodge of science and medical shit you've ever seen. Yes, there are pig fetuses in jars, and we assume this is in the police station because he's a sheriff, and the woman, what is her name? Ellie or something? This woman
Yeah,
is not only giving him a physical, we later find out she's like a
just like
fucking
the
Dexter.
ME.
She's like a blood splatter expert that goes out to crime scenes. Like, why is she giving physicals?
Well, that's the thing that's really odd. Now, I will say, because I watch a lot
That's the
of,
one thing that's odd.
I'll say that because I watch a lot of
Delilah.
crime.
Delilah
Delilah
Pettibone.
Pettibone? She
That's
was
her
given a
last
last
name.
name?
And it's better.
Wow.
She should have been saying Pettibone the whole movie.
So I will say that in rural towns, a lot of times they don't have a ME or a medical examiner or a like
Okay, so
like somebody who's running a morgue.
your family
Yeah,
practitioner goes out there
it's
and just
it's
studies the
actually like an
body.
elected position in a lot of places, and sometimes it is just like a local doctor who will, also be an ME, because if you live in a town with like say like 10,000 people, you're probably not going to have like a dedicated
Are
ME.
you
Like that would be
serious?
ridiculous.
Are you serious right now, Vic? The local
Yes.
doctor will go to crime scenes and break down murders?
No.
I'll be
No.
like getting my blood pressure taken, and the hey doctor will be like, "Hey, did you hear about that murder the other night? I was there.
No, but they will perform
It was a
autopsies.
goddamn bloodbath out there."
Right. No, but they will perform autopsies and write up medical reports. Like, no, going to the crime scene, I
Okay,
think
well,
is
all
more
right, Vic. Well, I'm talking about this lady goes to the crime
right.
scenes and
Yeah,
breaks it down, and she's also given physicals. This is
right.
crazy.
It's pretty nuts though.
But
What's
anyway,
more nuts
what?
though is everyone, like you're saying,
Yes,
just busts in on this guy's physical exam,
everybody knows he's
including
there. This must have been plastered in the news or something.
so it's like what? It's the judge again.
First is
And,
wait, first his cronies come in, the funniest looking white dudes you've ever seen. They got like bowl cuts and big glasses, and I don't know what they're supposed to like. Are they supposed to be tough? They're just these big, pasty white
well,
dudes.
one of the three is the mayor,
Well, first the pasty white dude is he's like,
right?
"Oh, the mayor's here." Like, okay, bring him in, I guess. We got the mayor coming in.
Looks like Curly. He
He's got
looks so dumb. It's insane what they all look like.
he's got crazy hair, like a curly kind of mullet.
Yeah, a curly haired
And
sort
what
of.
is the reason he's here, Vic? Do you remember why he's there? It's not to see the sheriff.
Oh, it's because somebody there has his guitar.
Yes, he's at the medical office of this woman to pick up a guitar. Who wrote
Yeah,
this movie? This is
utterly insane that he couldn't have been there to be like, I'm here to greet the new sheriff because I heard, you
again,
arrived.
still would be weird. He's in the middle of
Still would be
physical. There's
weird,
got to
but
be a
would
better time. But no,
you,
he's there to from a different woman, not our doctor, not Pettibone.
a
A
woman who's
different
never
nurse
seen again,
is like, "Oh yeah, here's your guitar, Judge, or not Judge, Mayor."
mayor, you know, we've been
And
keeping it
then
in
did
one
he
of the.
say maybe did he say did you cure it for me? Which I was like,
I,
what does that mean?
I think, I think he said, "Did you tune it for me?"
Okay.
Just,
I was like, did he like curing a ham? What does he mean?
no, I think he says, "Did you tune it for me?" And I think
All
she
right.
says,
I was
"Of
just in
course
a
I
state of
did."
utter
It,
confusion of the whole thing. I wasn't picking up anything because there are like six people in this doctor's room now, this examiner's room, and they're
yeah.
just hanging out. And I don't know, the mayor just is like, hey, I'm the mayor. And does he have any plot? Does this move the plot along at all?
No, he needs the guitar for like
He
a
just
a
needs the
rally.
guitar.
He's gonna take it and he's gonna play the guitar at a rally. Funny though is I was just speaking with someone about the very real experience portrayed in the Barbie movie when all the Kens bust out their acoustic guitars and start
Oh, I haven't
playing.
seen it.
You haven't seen the Barbie movie.
No.
Jesus. The Barbie movie is an incredible movie that is way, way better than it sort of deserved to be or purported itself to be. But there's a scene in it where the Kens are sort of embracing misogyny. And one of the things they do is, without anyone wanting them to, bust out an acoustic guitar and start playing Wonderwall. And I was chatting with a bunch of my girlfriends, and that is such an unbelievably universal experience of like being somewhere, everything's fine. Oh no, why does that guy have an acoustic guitar? Oh Jesus, please don't let it be. Yep, it's Wonderwall. Fuck. Like, and having a man sort of aggressively play Wonderwall at you when you just wanted to be left alone
Well, that's
is an
you,
oddly
Vic.
universal
It
experience.
fucking works.
It's
My friend
it
did it all the time. It fucking works. You got a
ugh,
campfire, pull out your fucking acoustic guitar, play some
ugh.
Third Eye Blind. Women
God,
are eating out of the palm of your hand.
my Dave Latham. What a piece of shit. Hate that guy. He's never gonna see this.
All
Fuck
right.
him.
Well, unfortunately, we don't get to see the mayor play his guitar. This is almost inconsequential to the movie.
It's almost like it makes no sense and
And it's
shouldn't
literally
be
like
here.
maybe this guy just wanted to be in a movie. It's like, make me the mayor and I'll come in and get a guitar because
Yeah.
that's it. Oh, and we
Mhm.
find out Pettibone's mother was a witch doctor. That also doesn't matter.
Right. They set up that, of course, one of like two black characters in this movie is from New Orleans, whose whole history were witch doctors. It will literally never come up again.
Nope.
You'd think that that sort of piece of exposition would mean that she would have some sort of knowledge of the arcane. Nope.
No.
Literally never a thing again.
Well, sorry, Pettibone.
Mm,
Don't get to
nope.
expand that background at all.
Just a little weird touch of uh like racial stereotypes to even out the film.
All right. Well, that's the end of that scene, I guess. We just
We
sort
go
of,
we go
yes.
back to the kids and I feel like we get more of their names in this scene, but it goes by so quickly. And the guy, the kid, Danny, the main teen guy, says his name is Danny Dixon, but I genuinely heard it as Danny Dickhead, which is all I can think of now for the rest of the film.
All right. We'll call him Dickhead. He
Danny
definitely
Dickhead.
is one. I
The
guess
most
we're
definition of a dickhead.
all right. So these guys, first day of school for this girl, where do they go?
Hottest club in town.
The
Abandoned
abandoned
iron mine.
mine. Everyone loves it. Where do you go smoke weed? Let's go to the abandoned mine, a murder site.
I just so strange.
We see Dickhead starting to flirt with Jenny. He says,
Yeah.
if I swing across this open mine shaft, will you kiss me? And she's like, not even. No way, Jose.
Better acting than in the actual movie.
Thank you. Uh, and then what does he do? Forcibly make out with her?
He like fakes that he falls in and then she panics and then he swings across and yeah, like he like grabs her and forcibly kisses her. And then it's like, "Oh, you're so like you're such a bad boy." And it's just like, "Ugh. Ugh.
Yep.
Ugh.
They're in love
Ugh."
now, guys. That's all it took. One fake
Yeah.
out, and then we're
He's like
kissing.
He's like, "You worried about me almost dying, which must mean that I have consent to do whatever I want."
We've
She's
known each
like,
other for 2 hours.
right?
We're
Like,
madly in
if
love.
even, like, how
Yeah,
far
how
away
long?
was this mine?
I
It's
mean, everyone
probably
goes there, so it's pretty close.
they've probably known each other for 20 minutes. It's in the background, I will say that just the fact that two of the characters' predominant character is just that they're always making out with each other is pretty great.
Yep.
You've got like whiny sidekick Pete and then Paul and Marcy make out. That must have been in the script, like in italics. Paul and Marcy make out, like just in the background of every scene.
Yep. Yep. They're hooking up most of the movie.
Yep.
Uh, so Jenny's father, the sheriff, I think his name's Sheriff Bubba, which I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I forget how the hell he fucking decides to go out there. But
I
he
think,
shows up in his patrol car at the mine.
yeah, I can't remember who says it.
He's
Somebody,
not Sheriff Bubba. I think some other guy's Sheriff Bubba. Guy's Sean Braddock.
yeah, he goes out there, and then you find out that Dickhead is Judge Dickhead's son. He's the son of a dickhead, is still a dickhead,
Yep.
and you can tell he's a bad boy in charge because he's also wearing a full denim outfit, which real 90s.
Wait, what are we talking about? Who?
Danny Dickhead is wearing a full denim outfit.
Was he?
Yeah, he's head to toe in denim in this scene.
Hell yeah.
it's it's like a denim jacket over a matching denim pants with like a unbuttoned, like very unbuttoned shirt underneath, which I
Canadian
think may also be
tuxedo.
blue. Yeah.
But he's also a bit of a bitch. When the sheriff shows up, he's like, "Oh, hello, sheriff. Nice to see you."
Hi, sir. Nice to meet you.
Yes, throws in those sirs. He's just a nice guy, right? Clearly
Ugh,
skipping school with the sheriff's daughter.
ugh.
Sheriff isn't that mean though. He just says, "Get the hell out of here. I'll take my daughter home."
Yeah, which I thought was like because it's trying to set up that the sheriff is a good guy, right? Sheriff good guy,
He's the
judge bad
best.
guy. Sheriff's the good guy. He just wants what's right for his daughter. He wants to, uphold the law. He doesn't want to give these kids a bunch of trouble. They're all just kids. He just wants them to go back, like, hey, break it up, kids. He's not there to be a dickhead. The thing I do think was unrealistic is he leaves with her and doesn't wait for them to leave. It wouldn't have been that hard for the scene to just be them dispersing and then him and his daughter stepping into the car because no sheriff would leave the rest of those kids there at the abandoned iron mine. Like if the punishment is you guys got to leave, I'm not going to write you up, but get out of here. The cops don't just take you for your word that you're going to get out of there and leave.
All right. Okay. It wasn't done by the book, I guess. He just let him off.
Yeah.
I think there's a few more unbelievable parts than that coming up.
Well, the one that freaked me out the most was this next scene of him in the car talking to his daughter. It was one of
This
the most
freaked you
jarring.
out?
It freaked me out. I couldn't understand what was happening. It was like all of the sudden, like an art school film major got a hold of the camera and was like, I've got a shot, guys. let me do this. Because he's talking to his daughter and they keep cutting back and forth to images of close-ups of each of their faces. And then in the upper corner of the windshield of the car, there's the rear view mirror, and the rear view mirror has the eyes of the person they're talking to in it. So when it's on the dad, you can see the daughter's eyes, and her eyes are rolling. It's on the daughter, you can see the dad, and the dad is like looking worried and concerned. Except based on the angles, this car would have two rear view mirrors directly in front of where people would be like watching the road. Like the positioning of these rear view mirrors is insane.
I didn't notice the rearview mirror. I
It's like
can't
a
believe it.
very jarring, like a very artsy attempt at a
Getting two people,
cinematography
maybe
moment.
getting two people in the same shot without having to move the
Right. Like it
camera
was
or anything.
clearly some camera, like somebody had a really big kind of artsy idea here. But what ends up happening is just like a weird, jarring scene with a ton of cuts back and forth where you're just like, where would that rear view mirror be in this vehicle? It's like in front of the steering wheel at like eye height. And there's two of them.
All right. I'll have to rewatch. I didn't notice.
We'll have to rewatch. You'll have
Ooh.
to.
Uh,
it's a pivotal point of the movie.
well, the point of the scene is Sheriff Braddock's not happy. His daughter is
Mm-hmm.
first day in this new town, getting into trouble, skipping
Yeah,
school the very first day.
yeah. Oh,
And
I drew a little diagram. There's not going to be video, but you can see my little diagram, Jake. That's what the car would look like.
okay.
You understand
So
what I'm
you
trying
think
to get at?
yeah, so you think they're moving the rear view for each
No,
person?
you can see that they're both mounted with like glue. Like
Oh, so
the
you think
set
there's
people,
literally was two in there?
yes, there's literally two in the car and they just
Wow.
are cutting it so you can't see that they're both in the car, but they're definitely just glued in the middle of the windshield. I'm sorry. I know that's not an important point, but
I do want to see it.
I feel like you should go back and see it. Dan's about to walk by.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, there he goes.
There he
Sorry.
is.
There's still no video. Nobody can see this.
It
It's
is
fine.
there is video. What are you talking
There
about?
is videos. People are going to see my diagram. Oh, I'm so pleased. I'm so glad that
You're
I interrupted your train of thought to show you that scribble I made.
yeah, no, it's good. I like
Uh,
she argues with her dad. She's clearly just totally fucking off and like not doing it, not following the rules at all, like not showing up for
mm-mm.
school, smoking weed with these guys in an abandoned mine
Day
shaft.
one.
But she
Day
argues with her
one.
dad. She's like, "You told me to meet people. I don't understand. Like, what am I supposed to do?" Like, come on,
Yeah.
come on.
It's
What kind of
I'll say that that's more believable teenage bullshit. I don't know if you've ever talked to a teenager recently, but
it is? But she
man,
is
they
the
are not
protag.
good at sort of covering their
No,
tracks.
it's an infuriating argument. But I'm just saying, like, she's the protagonist. Maybe not make her so annoying. Like,
Yeah.
come on, you
Yeah.
know you're fucking breaking. This is not what we are here for. We are
I
here
think
to clean slate.
in the hands of a better scriptwriter, there could have been a better scene about how she's just like there's some sort of reason why she's rebelling. Like they kind of almost hint at it, like as if she because he says something like, "Don't you see? Like, aren't you smart enough to see that these kids are bad?" And she's like, "I see more than you know." And
What does that
I
mean?
thought it was going to get into like a that she saw him maybe having an affair or doing something bad and now she won't follow the rules because like she saw her dad do something because it's like implying like something is going to be revealed but that just never comes back to it. It's just no,
Nope.
she says I see more than you know and he's like what does that mean? And then we never find out.
Who knows? She saw something, but
She saw this movie about a horror thing when she was 10 years old and it scarred her for life. And now
yeah,
she does drugs and skips school.
we're all fine.
We're all fine.
That
Jake's mom should
didn't
not be
happen.
worried.
That didn't happen. But yeah, and her father's not strict or anything. Like, if he
No,
was
he's
more
like a
strict,
really
we'd
nice
get it.
guy.
But he doesn't punish her for skipping school. He doesn't do anything.
No. And the worst thing is that he also says a lot of things that especially even for a movie of that time are such good parenting, like why can't we just talk about this? Like we can do better than this. Like I'm here for you. Like he's very much giving off good dad vibes. And
Yeah.
and it's like and she's just like whatever. Ugh, whatever,
Uh,
dad.
yeah. So we don't really like anybody in this movie so far. And
No.
oh my God. So can we just get to the night where
Oh
they're
yeah.
it's
Well,
time to have some
now
fun?
the camera is tilted on its side and rock music is playing. So we know that shit's about to go down. Kids
The,
are sneaking out of their homes and the camera is like at a 45-degree angle from the ground.
and Jenny didn't take anything to heart from that conversation in the car, and she is out with this brand new group of people she met earlier that day.
Yep,
and
same day.
and they're doing what we all did as kids. Drive on the highway and turn off the headlights and just for a real thrill.
I had to rewind this cuz I thought they were doing something else.
Nope.
And that no, I was like, this person who wrote this has never been a teenager. This isn't how no one does this when you're joyriding.
I'm
Like,
so glad to
what
hear you
the
say that because
fuck?
I literally wrote down ask Vic if she's ever done this before. And with
No.
you, I never know.
You know, I'm not going to make any statement about whether I did or did not, but like I've gotten into my own fair amount of shit, but nothing this like, you know, okay. What are some things that teenagers do out of cars that are reckless and dangerous and they shouldn't do? Hang out the moonroofs or sunroofs while they're moving. Absolutely a thing. This is a convertible. You'd all be standing up, accelerating, trying to figure out how to take curves like they do on Top Gear. Like how do you bank a curve in a car in a windy road? Uh,
My
Accelerating as
friends
fast
did.
as the vehicle can.
My friends were getting tailgated once. They had a big pizza in the front seat, and they had a sunroof. And that while they were driving, they just
God.
threw the pizza straight up in the air, and it flew back and hit the guy's windshield and just covered the
Oh,
dude's entire windshield with pizza. And
yeah.
so stuff like that
See,
happens.
and that is the type of thing where a teenager would do it. It would be funny and impulsive. It's really dangerous, but the teenager probably didn't think of like, oh, how dangerous would it be to cover someone's windshield suddenly?
And
You
also,
know,
you probably scramble and call it a night. You get the hell
right.
out of there.
I definitely know, I wasn't a part of them, I will say, but I know people who would drive in rural roads and shoot road signs like with shotguns.
Oh
Um,
yeah, that's some good
you
old
know,
country fun.
yeah, or like try and smack down mailboxes with like baseball bats out the side of cars.
Yes, this is all things a teenager may get into in a night. Driving
Not
on the highway
this.
and turning off your headlights so that we may
Ooh.
crash is a strange way to get thrills. And they do it over and over again. Turn them on, turn it off, and they turn it off, and everyone's like, ah, we're having fun. And guys,
Except for Jenny, who's like, it's too dangerous, guys.
I,
Stop it, guys.
I mean, Jenny's into this pick.
It's
She's just pretending. She's into
it's
all of this
it's
because we
weird.
see she never leaves. Not really.
No,
So,
no.
so wouldn't you know it, guys? They run over an old woman in this car when they're turning off their headlights. Oh
Mm-hmm.
no. They do
Yeah.
stop at least.
They stop and then they get out as if the woman would be directly behind the vehicle, even though they drove off and skidded to a stop. And you're like, you would be at least like 40 or 50 feet from this woman. She wouldn't be immediately behind the vehicle. But that's where they're like, she's gone. And I'm like, you need to walk away from the vehicle. It took you a while. Whatever. Clearly, Marcy and
Vic,
Jenny didn't go to Trig.
I love it.
It's
You're getting
fine.
hung up on this because we
How
got a
fast is a
series of
vehicle moving,
we
coming
got
to a
a
stop, traveling how many miles per hour, how far back would the old woman's body be? Whatever.
yes, these are all little plot problems.
Some of us went to school, right? Some of us didn't go smoke doobies out by the abandoned mine.
Mm,
We would know where the body would be.
well,
Kids are
sounds like you never
idiots.
had any fun.
Or I was never caught. Whatever.
You just said you never went to a mine and got high, so sounds like you never had fun.
No, it was a quarry, to be clear. I think we've already covered that
We
on
all know
this.
Vic's a quarry girl.
More of a
Oh
quarry
my
than a mine.
god.
Fine.
Thankful that you're alive.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this sets off a series of events, guys, that happened so quickly. I had to rewatch the upcoming scenes. They say the woman is gone. And then for some reason, Jenny goes, did you know her? And they're like, this is just a random. Why would she know? Why would they know who they ran over? But they do know her. She's the
Right.
witch from the beginning of the movie. They
Right.
already know that. They're like, oh, judging by her shawl or whatever she was wearing, that's the old witch that lives out here.
There's
Let's
only there's only one old woman in this town, and it's this witch. There's no
and
other old people.
instead of being like, we can't find the body, she must be dead in the ditch because we hit her going like 50 miles an hour. They go, let's go check her house and see if she's at home now. This old woman
Right.
just bounced up from getting run over and ran to her house, I guess. So
It's
they all Oh my God, Vic. It's the
It makes
craziest
no
thing.
sense. It makes no sense. It wouldn't be if you thought you had a hit and run and you thought that you hit somebody and they maybe disorientedly wandered into these woods here. Yeah, why would you be like, she must have gone home. Let's go check her house to see if she's there. But then the moment they get into the house, they're not like, hey, old lady who we hit with the car, are you here? They just start ransacking her house.
We're
They're
not
like,
there.
well,
Hold on.
she's
Hold on. We got something before that. But the key to this is the problem with these kids. They make snap decisions like immediately with no reasoning. Like they need to be on medication or something. But yes, they go, she must be at her house. Let's go. Instead of just getting the fuck out of there. I don't understand it. But they go into the woods up to her house and they come upon a big stone like circle in the field.
right.
And this
Yeah,
is a great trick if you're making a movie, guys. She, one of the guys goes, "What is this, Pet Cemetery?" They're ripping off Pet Cemetery. In that movie, there's a big stone burial ground. It's a circle of stones. It's really creepy. They just do that, and someone was like, this is in Pet Cemetery. They're like, we'll just have one of the characters say, "What is this, Pet Cemetery?" Done
yeah.
deal. Now we're not. Now we're pointed it out.
We're not ripping it off. It's don't worry, we'll rip off other things later. In this one though, we're
It's an
we're calling it
homage.
out. Yeah, yeah, it's an homage.
They
That's
know
right.
it's a burial site too, even though there's no marker. It's just a weird stone circle.
It's like a Stonehenge with like kind of other smaller stones making a pattern towards the center. There's no reason to believe that it would be a burial site.
Yep.
There's nothing defining about it that makes it a burial site, except for maybe a mound in the center. It
But we got to
the
get through this plot. So
we
they
get
know it's a burial
they
ground
know it's a burial
and
site.
they get up to the witch's shack. They
Which,
go,
if there were
"Which
better
witch?"
lighting, and like the weird thing is that I just think that they were struggling with sets, you know? This
Yeah.
is clearly like a cute cottage that they then put a bunch of fake vines on and did low lighting to make it not look like a charming Rapunzel cottage. Because if you look at it, it's got like little hearts carved into the shutters and they've just made the shutters askew.
I
But
didn't
it's
see
got,
that. That's
yeah, if you
great.
look closely at it, it's like got things that I think it might have been from some sort of like knockoff fantasy movie, like a Hobbit thing. Like it's very cutesy. They've just tried to cover all the cutesy things with like dead vines.
Oh, okay. So it used to be where the Snow White's dwarves lived or something.
Right. Yeah. Like it
and
was
now
clearly part of a
and now it's
different
the
movie,
witch is like, I'm taking over.
a different
Better
movie
try to
that had
cover up this sweet little hearts and stuff.
a totally differently toned movie once had this set, and it was very different. But yeah, they just
Guys,
break
they
into her
get it. They
home.
break in, and this is the plot is moving at breakneck speeds now. We got they just start looking around. One of the girls who has been making out most of the movie turns out she's into witchcraft herself, and she knows what's going on in here. It's a Book of the Dead,
It's the weirdest thing.
the Book of Shadows.
She's
She
like, guys,
said.
this is like really crazy stuff. And he's like, oh, Marcy's into all that witchy stuff. Marcy'll understand. And she's like, this goes way beyond Ouija boards, as if she doesn't understand. And then immediately picks up a book and goes, oh, it's a book of shadows. It's powerful spells. And we're like, what the fuck? How would you possibly know this? You know, you know what this arcane tome is called? What the fuck are you on,
You don't
Marcy?
go to school. You just smoke weed and make out all day. How are you? Where are you picking up this stuff? But yeah,
No,
she
but
knows the
Marcy is a
arcane.
witch. She's just like a low level witch. I don't know. It's not explained. She goes from I just play with Ouija boards to I know exactly the provenance of this arcane tome in this woman's, and I can read the like the inscriptions on it. Like,
I just
don't
love
ask
it.
me
I
why.
love this, guys. I love this is like the last season of Game of Thrones where they're just like, get through it. No more talking, no more dialogue. We gotta get through this. And it's breakneck speeds. I'm telling you, like they go, Book of the Dead, here's a bottle of blood. They're raising dead. She can raise the dead with this stuff.
There's a tiny miniature in the home that must be
It's a
how you.
mini, the
It's
gravesite
a
is a little
miniature
model.
grave site. It's a
This
little
blind
tiny.
witch, she is the blind woman from the beginning. She is a blind witch. She has a to scale model of the grave The
Yeah,
fucking
like as if
burial
she
ground.
also is into like railroads or something. Like it's a tiny like railroad model style replica with a vial of blood in the center of it. But it's not a no one knows that. They pick up this red bottle and are like, it's human blood. Why? Oh, and then Marcy's like, it's blood of the damned. And you're like, Marcy, what the fuck? How would you know that?
Yep. Wish we
Marcy
had a little
on
more
sight.
backstory on Marcy, but clearly we
Marcy
do not have time.
Marcy Marcy can identify blood of the damned by sight alone. And
She's
we don't
good.
get to know
Damn,
more
she's
about
good.
her. She
No.
seems fascinating.
Oh well.
No, no,
But
the old lady's back and she's blind. Now we get that, I
and
guess.
Jenny, they fuck Jenny really you think might be a better person. They
Oh.
try to make her a little bit good. She's like, "Oh, hey, we just wanted to see if you were all right. When we accidentally ran you over."
We're sorry. I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Oh my God, we really hit you.
Yeah.
That must have sucked. Are you okay? And like, it's the weird, like, you broke into this old woman's house.
You manslaughtered her. She should be
Yeah.
dead. And then broke into her house and is are touching all her witchcraft stuff. And she goes, what does she go? She goes like, "You should be here." She kind of talks like that.
Yeah, she talks in this weird, gravelly, like as if she's imitating a man's voice. It's very strange
I
and
was
forced.
I was a little bit suspicious that this was a man in a suit, in
You
an
know,
old
I
lady
looked up
suit.
this woman. This is not a rabbit hole. This is just a tiny sidetrack. I looked up
Okay.
this woman. She was like a bombshell. She was like
Really?
in her heyday, she's a French woman who's like a character actress. She's been in a ton of shit. She's like in huge numbers of movies. And her like headshot from back in the day, it's like a black and white headshot. She's a total bombshell. This woman was in some really funny shit her whole life. And this film is not her pinnacle performance.
No. She is
But
they've heavy makeup on her to make her
oh
look like
yeah,
a very messed up old woman.
because I don't think
And
she's anywhere near as old as she's playing. So she's got huge prosthesis, wrinkle patches, and witch nose.
all right, but we forgot, Vic, before she comes in, Dickhead goes, "We can raise the dead with this stuff." What a
Right.
rush. That's all he cares about. And he is fucking freak, guys. The way he gets adrenaline rushes, like, dude, just take up skydiving or something. What is this? But he's like, let's try to raise that body at that gravesite. They're like, what?
Yeah, it's like we don't have time apparently to flesh out his character, but it doesn't make any sense that
He's an
this would be what he
absolute
wants to do.
psychopath that cannot function without adrenaline. And
He
whether he's
there's
turning off his headlights or raising bodies from the dead.
right. Just don't ask questions. He needs there to be danger. He keeps talking about that. They say it like in this sort of sequence of events, they say it constantly that he needs danger. But then they never bring it up again. It's just insane how often they say it in this like sequence of scenes as if we should
Gotta
know why he needs
justify this
danger.
crazy sequence of events somehow.
Don't. Why? We need danger. This is excitement. It's like he has to prove to Jenny that this is as exciting as New York City. It's not.
Oh, that would be
Stop.
good. That'd be good
They could have,
motivation.
there could have been a reason, but there isn't.
He's just a complete psychopath. And his friends run out. It's just him and the witch together, and he's trying to take that bottle of blood with him, and she's like, "No, you'll kill us all taking that." It's like, whatever, old lady. And then she tries to grab it, and he whacks her over the head.
Not just once. It's not just like I was expecting it to be like he shoves her and runs out. No, he like cracks her skull open and then hits her when she goes down like two or three more times before leaving. It's insane. It's a blind
Um,
old woman who you just hit with your car and you're robbing her of a tiny vial of blood. And so you beat her in the head?
Yeah, this is when we
Absolutely
start.
insane.
This is when we start getting clues that Danny might not be a good guy.
We start. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think this is when the movie's like, maybe we haven't made this clear enough. Maybe it hasn't, maybe this has gone over some people's heads. I
I
don't
don't
want us to
know.
be too, I don't want us to be too light with the implication that he's a bad man.
I'm just worried. Like Jenny found the love of her life here, and the guy's not as good as he at first seemed to be.
Right. It's been a full 15 hours that they've known each other,
Like 12.
12, and
Say this is probably midnight.
we have maybe not been clear enough that he's not the best. So let's have him, even though when he tried to flee the scene of a hit and run, let's have him now
He didn't.
beat and
He
rob
he
this
he
woman.
decided to home invade the person he hit and run.
Well, his
He hit
initial
and
was that he
ran.
wanted to leave. It was that the others,
Oh,
Jenny was like, we should check on her. And then he had to confess that he knew where she lived. That was his desire, was to flee the scene.
well,
Would
yeah.
have been better for
Starting to see
everyone.
he's not a great guy. Whacks that
Yeah.
woman. Runs out. Guys, this is motivations of this guy. Runs out, finds a shovel. He is still dead set on digging up this body tonight. This is all
Right.
taking place in one night, guys. He hits a woman, runs over to her house, finds out that she's got body dead, raising stuff from the dead magic, whacks her over the head, grabs the magic stuff, runs back to the burial site, gets his friends together, digs up the body.
And so here's another point of contention for me. Uh
What? What? What
the
is
they
wrong with this?
they start digging and he yells, "There's no turning back now." I would argue you could have turned back the whole goddamn time, because to dig a grave that big and that deep would take, like, especially with only one shovel, would take like 5 hours. It is not, we're not going to get into why I would know the length of time it takes to dig a hole that deep, but I'm just saying that is not something that you do quickly. It would be like 5 a.m. by the time they would be done digging this hole. It is insane that he is not like sweaty and covered in dirt and dying from digging a hole this gigantic. And then he's just like, there's no turning back. You could have turned back at any time during the literal hours it's going to take you to dig up this grave. Six
I'm
feet down, a hole that big? Fucking no.
I would
Absolutely
be
not.
more concerned about fleeing the fucking state after committing a
You
assault and
murdered.
hit and run. Well, she's not dead yet, but hit and
Right, but
run
he
and
doesn't know
assault
that.
and home invasion. But he's like, no, we're
In her
raising the
front
dead.
yard. He's like in her front yard digging for hours. And the rest of them are just sitting around like, no, Danny, don't.
I
Oh, Danny,
love
I
it.
don't think we should do this. Danny, this seems like a bad idea, Danny. Like, what? You guys are all standing around and doing that for the hours it takes this madman to dig up this grave?
I love it.
Insane.
I love it. And they fucking rip open there's a casket down there. They rip it
Mm-hmm.
open, and finally Jenny. This is when it's too much for Jenny. When they uncover this, not a skeleton, it's still got flesh on it, a
Yeah,
body,
like
and
desiccated
she's like,
body.
"This is too much. I'm out of here." Like, okay, this is your breaking point. The fucking hit and run, the
Yeah,
break in, the robbery. Now we're out. And
now
she
we're
goes
out.
back up to the house and finds that the witch came too, and she accidentally started a fire, knocked over some candles, and her little shack is burning down.
And the thing that bothers me here is she wants
What?
to have
What is the
help.
problem there?
She wants to have help. This house is barely on fire. Like, she can tell it's on fire, but it's not like engulfed in flames. Why doesn't she just run in there and grab the old lady if she wants the old lady to be saved? She's a
Jenny
fully
is,
capable, like, grown, athletic looking young woman. And she's just like, I'm gonna leave and run away
I
and
would
tell
say it's
tell my
because
dickhead friends who have like murdered this woman before that now they need to save her.
I would say on the scale, Jenny is barely over the edge on the side of good versus evil. Like a hair over on the good side. So she's willing to, tell her friends to go rescue that lady, but she's not getting in there, you know.
It just, and the idea, like, I get that you haven't known these people very long, but in the brief period of time you've known them, they have done nothing to display that they would be the type of people capable of the amount of empathy it would need to go into a burning building to save an old woman who they just attempted to murder twice. Like, why wouldn't her dying and burning in the house and then it looking like an accident from her own candles be like better for them? Like,
Yep. Well, they show up and wouldn't you know, there's nothing they can do. they
no.
they're not trying to save that old woman.
And then this is sort of like the happenstance, like the accident, the happy little accident is that they couldn't make the ritual work and they didn't understand why. And that's because the final element was for the miniature to be on fire. Because the
What?
miniature catches fire and that ignites the fire in the dug up grave and the explosion. Like,
Oh,
what
I
are
didn't
we
think
supposed
that.
to see
I
was the
didn't think anything
catalyst of
from that.
this?
I didn't.
It's
Oh,
they
by
have
the
a
way,
zoom
guys,
in on the
they did
miniature.
before they go to the fire. They did pour that blood on the dead body and cut their
Marcy
finger and put blood on that too.
Marcy helps him
They
read the tomes aloud,
they do the full ritual.
but
Why?
nothing happens.
Why do they want to raise the dead? Unknown. Just to get off, I guess.
Why do teens do anything? Who can understand teenagers, right?
Eh,
Teenagers, man,
fucking
always
listen
raising
to
the dead and getting
rock and
stupid
roll.
haircuts. Yeah.
But that's the end of the night. What a night.
What a
What a
night.
day. First day, Jenny. Wow. Let's take a breath. Ooh.
Day two. Sheriff's
They're
not having a good day.
no. Why?
Sheriff's at the scene. Sheriff's at the scene. And instead of it being like there was an old blind woman who lived alone in this shack, and it appears that her candles caught the thing on fire, he picks up a board that has three random cut marks on it and is like, something happened here. Something
Yep.
nefarious was trying to claw in or out. And by the way, guys, old lady's not dead. She's in the hospital
Hmm.
because our doctor's here. Why would the doctor be here? Is she also like the fireman? Is she the fire marshal? Does she also analyze arson? Of course she does.
No,
She is all of
she does
CSI Miami in one person.
she does yep, I was gonna say she does CSI work,
Yeah.
checkups, home calls, you know, she's a good
Witchcraft.
doctor. And a little bit of a witchcraft background.
Little bit, little bit. So, as our CSI witch doctor sort of explains the scene, which makes no sense why she would be even capable of analyzing the scene. Um, yeah, the sheriff like picks up some wooden board that just has three really widely spaced out scratch marks and is
Mm-hmm.
like, something was trying to get in or get out. And I don't know what, but we need to investigate this. And you're like, why? This is an old ass cabin that collapsed. Like, why couldn't these just be three scratch marks that happened at any time for any reason, like
Vic,
any number of
okay,
reasons?
okay, Vic, you're not the sheriff, all
I'm
right?
not the sheriff.
You've never been a New York City sheriff, then small town sheriff. You don't
Yeah.
know. He's seen it all. He knows those scratches don't just come willy nilly.
And then it pans away.
Spoilers,
Like he's
guys. Spoilers. Pumpkinhead is back from the dead.
oh, right. Yeah. I mean,
We
we
do
had the
know he came out of the grave last night after the kids left.
yeah, fire and it's a full reveal, right? Like cuz when he comes out of that grave, it's not like they just show like a hand or a foot
No,
or
they do.
something.
No, they do only show his hand.
Oh, do they? I thought they showed I, yeah. It he's back. He
He's
came out of the
back,
grave.
baby.
And then they pan over and show this deeply disturbing scarecrow that's like absolutely a human corpse
What
that's
was that?
disintegrating.
Why? Why was that there?
I was like, for a moment, you're right, they didn't do the full reveal of Pumpkinhead. For a moment, I thought, is Pumpkinhead hiding as the scarecrow during the day to like,
That would have been awesome.
because it is like looking at the camera, like as if it's listening. No, never come back to the like living human scarecrow that's in the field.
It was
Never
very
return to
strange.
that.
It also was not clear if it was a just a sculpture or was it a dead body. I don't know.
I don't know, but the sheriff and his CIA bullshit, he is not
They didn't investigate that.
didn't investigate the scene well. Also, these kids could not have been that far from the house where they dug up this grave. The sheriff also doesn't find that. So he does not investigate this scene very well at all.
All right, you're sounding like the judge right now, trying to tell this guy how to do his job.
My
But at
God.
least he knows something's going on.
He does. He immediately and with very little evidence believes that something is going on.
This is not an accident.
He's got
There is
conviction.
something is a little off about this town.
Yeah, his gut. He's got a gut feeling.
I think it just cuts to Pumpkinhead getting to work, doesn't it? After this, or do you have anything else?
I had it written down here that there's a scene where uh Danny is trying to convince Jenny to not tell her dad anything. Um, I don't remember if this is like on the phone or what, but I think it's like he calls her and on the phone he's like, don't tell him anything. And she's like, I don't know, I think we should tell him. And he's like, hey, baby, you know I'd never hurt anyone. And it's like,
Hmm.
sir, we just watched you hurt this same old woman repeatedly.
But no
Like,
one
you,
else, or she didn't see it.
I guess she saw him hit the woman with a car.
That was an accident. Just
And
some,
she saw him, like,
just boys being boys,
I
driving
think,
without your headlights on in the middle of the night.
I think at this point he's also like kind of, um, Paul is the friend that's not in the couple, and Peter is the only other black character who's making out with Marcy. And I think that we have at this point seen Danny kind of kick or hit Paul a couple times. Paul's sort of like the punching bag friend.
Mm-hmm.
Um anyway, I was just like, come on. You've known this guy for 24 hours. You absolutely know he would hurt people because you've literally seen him run over an old woman and attempt to leave
She
her
probably
there.
thinks she can change him.
She can fix him. Yeah. Um they go to the judge's house because the cop hears through the guy getting his hunter's license that there were kids messing around in the woods last night and I saw him because I did. You know, like this is the most densely packed rural woods you've ever seen. These people are just everywhere.
I'm assuming this town is maybe 200 feet by 200 feet,
Yeah,
and
they
we're
have to be
all
very
running
close
into
to
each
each
other.
other. The same way that the Ace Ventura gang could see Tommy, just there's no hiding in these woods. These woods are very open and
Very
visible.
small town.
Very small woods.
Small wood, small town.
Yeah, and then Danny, the sheriff is like, he's like feverishly cleaning his vehicle,
All right,
and the
hold on.
sheriff's like,
Hold on. Did we say that the guy said he saw a red convertible there last night?
yeah, oh yeah, that's why he is suspicious of
And
the
then the
of
sheriff's like, who do I know who has a red convertible? Oh, that dickhead I met yesterday.
yeah, Danny Dickhead. That's right. He's like, I saw this red convertible peeling out, and then I saw like the fire or
The
whatever.
sheriff is like, a clue.
Like a
This is a
better
little
one
bit better than the scratches.
than a piece of burnt dried wood that
And
has
yes,
scratches
he
on it.
pulls up to this house, a familiar looking house apparently,
Mm-hmm.
and Danny is in the middle of scrubbing his car clean of evidence.
Feverishly cleaning his vehicle, which is very suspicious. Like the most suspicious thing you could possibly be doing would be feverishly scrubbing down the front bumper of your vehicle while there's a huge dent right on it. Um, and he says the dumbest thing I've ever heard that I don't think a rural kid would ever say.
Well, the sheriff just starts talking to him. He's like, "Hey, you know anything about that crazy shit that went down last night? A hit and run
Yeah,
and fire?" And he's like, "Well, no, sir. I was home studying." And and then
dumb.
and then the judge comes out, and this is why I can't quite tack or pinpoint what the judge's point of view is. he seems to hate everyone. He hates his son, I think. But his son's like, Dad, I was home studying all night last night, right? Clearly lying.
Yeah.
Instead of the judge being like, no, you weren't, he's like, yes, my boy really is a great student. So he covers for him.
Yeah. He covers for his kid in a way that is so unbelievably not believable. It sort of makes everything even more suspicious.
No,
Um,
yeah, the sheriff is not thrown off by this at all.
no,
He's like, I
but
know this. And you were gonna say, what does Danny say about his car?
yeah, so he's asking about the car and he's like, that's a pretty big dent in it. And he's like, yeah, I hit a dog last night.
Yes.
And then the sheriff's like, that would be a huge dog.
Yep.
And he's just like, yep. Like, and it's like, you live in the woods in the middle of nowhere, and your first thought isn't a fucking deer, a
No,
thing that would be big enough to make that type of impact. That's the most common thing to be hit by vehicles when you live anywhere outside of a city.
not to
Like,
mention now someone's missing a large dog. Like that
right.
that would be
That
also
would be
something you
somebody's
could follow up
pet.
on. Yeah.
Right. Like,
But
what
that's
the
not what
fuck?
I was talking about.
It's
The
a dumb
dumbest
excuse. You're
the
gonna lie to
dumbest
a
thing he
cop.
says is
Lie to
after
a
that.
cop better. Well, yeah, but
He's not
I
very
just
smart.
people should be better at lying to cops, is all I'm saying.
I love how frustrated you get with like people's planning in movies and how they misplan or do like I can tell that you're putting yourself in a situation. You're like,
Right.
I would have done
Yeah.
this and that and that
If
and
I
gotten
had
away
hit
with it.
if I had hit an old woman and then beat her and burned her corpse, I would have said that the physical evidence on my vehicle was from a deer.
Smart.
I'm sorry. I just would commit crimes better. That's all I'm
I
saying.
know you would. I know you would. But he says the dumbest shit after that, where he goes, the sheriff's like, well, that's a really nice car. And he goes, yeah, it's the only one like it in 50 miles a year.
No, he's like in 500 miles. He's like, not another one like it for 500 miles or something like that.
The
And it's
sheriff's like,
like,
yep. All right.
that's what I thought. It's exactly what I thought when I saw it. I thought, that's an extremely unique car that probably is the only one in the entire fucking town. So if it's seen, it's you driving it. Oh, yeah, you are obsessed over it and would never lend it out to anybody? Of course.
I
Yeah,
gotta
perfect.
say, man, Danny is one of the funniest characters to me we have seen in this podcast. The how dumb he is and how quick snap decisions he makes are so funny to me. To
Insane.
have that night that he just had, and then to be like, by the way, no one else has a car like I got right now. It's
Right.
like, dude, what are you doing?
This is one of the, and I think that is one of the things, is that he is so arbitrarily whatever the scene needs him to be. You know, he's suave and cool bad boy seducing the new girl at school. He's absolutely insane homicidal maniac beating an old woman to death. He's polite sucking up, son of the judge sucking up to the sheriff. Like, who are you? Danny dickhead?
Jenny's got a lot of work ahead of her if she's trying to fix this boy.
It's rough. How does this happen? It's like, oh, that's what it is the reason why the hunter guy came and told about the thing about the car was that that same sort of like redneck farmer hunter guy was like, something evil is happening now.
Yeah, he
Um,
knew it was the witch's place, and he knew something.
yeah,
If something's going down at the witch's place,
it's gonna be
it
evil.
gonna be trouble.
Because
It
he's
gonna be
like, I don't need a
trouble.
hunting license anymore because now I'm the hunted. Like,
I guess that was
weird.
was that his point?
Yeah,
I had
that
a
was his
hard time.
line. That was his literal line. And you're like, weird assumption, dude. You don't seem important in this movie at
All
all.
right. Well, that's a good segue because he's right, Vic.
Mm-hmm.
Guess
He
who
is.
Pumpkinhead murders first?
Which merited, because who's this
What
stupid?
did you think? Wait, what did you think when you saw Pumpkinhead for the first time? Were you scared?
I thought it looked really gross. I'm going to be honest, I thought it looked like a fleshy version of Alien.
Yes. So that's basically what Pumpkinhead is a take Alien from the movie Alien or Aliens if you'd like,
You know, you could
and
pluralize it.
take that alien, cover him in gooey kind of
Like peachy.
peachy human flesh,
Yeah.
and maybe shorten the head a little bit, and he has white eyes. He has big eyes, unlike Alien. That's basically it. He is a alien,
I okay, so I will say that
xenomorph for you guys who know xenomorph.
the
What the
very first
aliens are
thing that I
calling from
thought
that.
for a while, which I'm not embarrassed about, but I
Don't
just
you
because of
ever, don't you ever be embarrassed, Vic. Tell us.
it's just the way that my brain works is that I watched it and I paused it at a certain frame where you could see kind of a big amount of his head. And I sat there trying to think of if I have seen gourds that look like that and if he's called Pumpkinhead because some gourds do look like that. And I was like, is
Oh
that
my
what this is
god.
referencing? Is it referencing like an actual gourd? Because the makeup department went real whole hog on this outfit, this costume, but at the same time, it doesn't look anything like a pumpkin. What type of pumpkin were they referencing? And then I unpaused it because I thought I was just thinking too hard about it.
Oh, did you find? Did you think that?
I came to the
That
conclusion
is
after a few
so
minutes.
awesome that you're like, no, there has to be more to it than just they randomly made a pumpkin head. Maybe gourds were in the same family as pumpkins.
I was trying my best, and then I realized that I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be
I
trying my
know.
best. It's I am also gonna say this is one of my things that I dislike in horror movies is the stupidity of the victims and how I find their stupidity enough to make them culpable in their own demise. Um, you have just announced that you believe that something evil is afoot and you believe that you are going to be hunted.
Mm-hmm.
And that same day, you decide to feed goats in the middle of the night. Insane choice of behavior. That's
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say.
Well, Pumpkinhead got him.
Pumpkinhead got him, and it was good.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
liked it?
I like some blood splatter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't feel I mean I didn't you learn more about this character after he's dead, ironically, but like I didn't necessarily feel that bad for this guy. He didn't seem like he deserved it at the time. Because you don't know why Pumpkinhead would be going after this guy in particular
Yeah,
yet.
I assume he wasn't that great a guy. He's a Bible thumping
He runs into this farm shed and it's just filled with
angry.
hanging
He's a
meat.
Bible thumping angry white dude who lives alone. So he's probably
Yeah,
not
and
the best person to hang out with.
his barn is just filled with like a butcher's shop amount of meat and you're like this stuff isn't refrigerated, there'd be so many flies in here.
He's
But again,
making jerky.
I don't think other people were asking those questions.
He was probably making jerky.
Yeah, so he gets put up
You
on one
gotta
of his
cure
own
it, you know.
hooks. No, you gotta cure it. Yeah,
Call
he gets
back.
slashed to death,
Yes.
arms rendered.
So this leads to another break in the case.
Mm-hmm.
Because our
Mm-hmm.
sheriff is like, well, this guy was telling me about being murdered. Now he's murdered. Uh he finds like hold on, how does this work?
He's
he
there. CSI Miami doctor is basically claiming that she's never seen anything like this in her life. And then the judge walks in for reasons that are totally unclear why he would be there and is like, it's a wild cat. And you're
yes.
like, under no circumstances could it possibly be. Like, you mean a bobcat or like a puma? Like, what are you getting at? And also, we're in a room full of meat. And you're trying to say that a wildcat did this when there's just a bunch of meat hanging everywhere that it could have
Yep.
just eaten?
The judge is covering for something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just wondering, is this the murder where they get the key to the box?
No, that's the next one. So in this one, he sees that there's another scratch mark on the wood of this
Oh
barn,
yes, we
and
got
it's
more
in the shape of a
scratches.
red. There's red blood, and it makes like a check mark. And he goes, "They're Bloodwings," and you're like,
Yes. Very strange to call them that. There's just like a red V on the wall
it
in
kind of
blood.
looks it kind of looks like when you were a kid and you draw
Yes,
like birds
exactly.
in the sky
Yeah,
and you're
it's
like
like a
I
little
don't
bird
What?
that's and but
Like,
yep, those are Bloodwings.
those are Bloodwings, and they must have been done intentionally. And
And I wrote,
everyone's
Houston, we have a movie title. Pumpkinhead 2, Bloodwing. Ding ding
Bloodwings.
ding. We got
It's
it.
it's super, super strange. Um, yeah. I wrote down, but I think we missed it, that during the Pumpkinhead attack, it is it's unlike a lot of other horror movies where there's a lot of like, quiet to loud moments or like creeping up, or the monster reveal is very slow and builds suspense. This one relies heavily on strobe lights to make you scared, because they don't hide the monster at
I
all.
was gonna
They
say
show all of the
very
gore.
and the range of movement on Pumpkinhead is not great.
It
He
is
got- they made
limited.
they made his hands too big, so the weight kind of messes with his swipes and stuff. And usually a filmmaker will then, famously Jaws, you don't see the shark very much because the shark looks so bad, but the
Right.
tension makes it scary and your imagination makes it scary.
Yeah,
This
through
one
music.
they're like, no, fuck it, it's amazing looking. We're gonna show all of Pumpkinhead in every scene he's in, lit up.
Very
You see
well lit. Yeah.
everything.
And yeah, like it's a good point that it doesn't have a great range of mobility because the hands, like the fingers on the hands, are incapable of moving at all. And
Yes.
so he's just sort of swinging them around, but even as he moves them, like they don't bend,
No.
or like the hands are completely immovable. Um and it's very comical. And then the body parts are sort of like Monty Python-esque. They're like detached, like the knight in Holy Grail that just keeps losing limbs. And they're
Yes.
just like whole limbs. There's a really good scene where one of the hands falls and the fingers on the hand are like twitching, and that was creepy. But most of it's too campy to even be creepy. It's like it's too
Well,
ridiculous.
he scared the hell out of me when I was
I would
10.
believe that. But the flashing lights, man, are way too much. That was
Just to remind you guys, I saw this when I was 10. We had the brutal human murder of the disabled guy in the beginning,
mm-hmm.
and then we have a monster in it too. So
Yeah.
I had both of these images in my head as I'm watching this movie.
Yeah, considering how creepy I thought James and the Giant Peaches like bugs were. If I were 10 when I saw this, this would be really bad. Very bad. I'll say that it's jarring how they will cut from these scenes to these like very brightly lit, like very colorful, like a sitcom filming of the sheriff's investigation. Because I feel like after this scene, he and the doctor are like just in his kitchen with his wife chatting about this scene, like this crime scene. Like, there's no other police officers for you to be talking to. You don't want to have this conversation down at the
No,
precinct.
no,
You've got to be
that
in
would
this
mean
guy's
hiring.
house.
That would mean hiring another actor, and we're not doing that.
No,
Nope, it's just gonna be what's her name the whole time.
the
Pickabone? What the
Doctor CSI,
Pettibone?
Doc,
Dr.
Pettybones,
Pettibone.
Doctor Pettybones. She brings up for the first time Pumpkinhead.
Okay, yes. So this is what I was trying to get to. So
Yeah.
at this point, I remember the beginning crystal clear in my head. After that, I did not remember much. So I was like, did I stop after the beginning? Like, I didn't think
Mm,
I did. Then they
probably just
read this.
glazed over this.
Then they read this rhyme about Pumpkinhead, and I
Right.
remembered the rhyme, and I was like, yes,
You did?
I did make it to this part.
Wow. Can you recite it?
No.
Oh.
I've actually been trying to pull it up, but it's like lock your
Yeah,
bolt or bolt your doors, something, something.
but it's like you can't, there's nothing, like it's really weird because it's done in sort of like, it's such a weird thing to assume that like because this sheriff grew up in this town, he would have this memory of this Pumpkinhead rhyme, when I'm assuming that Pumpkinhead is equivalent to like the swamp ape down here or Bigfoot. Like,
Skunk ape.
yeah, Skunk ape. Yeah, sorry. Like people obviously know of it, and there's like people, cryptoids come down here for vacations to try and see it, but not like we all grow up hearing nursery rhymes about the
It's
skunk ape.
actually it's actually a pretty shitty rhyme too. It's
Yeah,
not very scary, but I remember
no.
being terrified when I heard it before.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Pumpkinhead is a known monster in this town.
Mm-hmm.
I assume from Pumpkinhead 1, which I watched part of, it's kind of the same thing where
I read the
a disabled kid gets murdered or a handicapped kid
yeah,
gets murdered and then the mom brings Pumpkinhead to get revenge.
the dad does.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's the
Yeah,
dad.
I read the summary of it and it actually made me kind of want to watch it because I felt like it was a more cohesive plot line as to
Yeah.
most of the shit going on with Pumpkinhead seemed to make more sense just on the summary of the other one than what's happening here. Yeah, I'll say that we get a sexy dream sequence of
That's what I was gonna
teenagers.
say. So that you said there's no romance in this movie. Oh, well, there's some romance.
Uh, yeah, that the way that teenage girls just have like sex dreams all the time, I guess. It's just weird. It's a weird teenage sex dream, and then she's wakes up from it, but she's still in the dream. Pumpkinhead's there.
And I was like, does she have a thing for Pumpkinhead?
It's weird because she hasn't seen him, so she wouldn't know what he looks like. And then I was like, so is this like a Freddy Krueger thing? Like, can he come into your dreams?
I think
No, it's
I
just
don't know,
arbitrary.
but I thought they were gonna make out for a second because she's still in the bed.
Yeah. So much flashing is what I wrote down. There's so much light flashing.
Light flashing, yes.
No, we're gonna get to the booby flashing, but we're not there yet. I'm assuming that had a big impact on 10-year-old Jake.
Oh, I assume that wasn't in the TV version I watched.
I couldn't imagine that it would be,
But they
but
didn't cut the stabbing part out on the TV version, so who knows? I didn't. This
who
wasn't. I didn't
knows?
have HBO or anything. This was on basic TV. Like,
Which is so crazy to me because this was a direct to VHS. So like how a
oh, it
direct to
was.
VHS, yeah, how a direct to VHS got on standard cable feels really strange to me. But maybe because it was cheap, maybe the royalties for putting it on TV were really cheap.
I have no idea how I
Yeah,
found it.
but you did, and
Yes,
here we are.
here we are, and I'm fine, guys. So now, yeah, we get to the erotic scene.
Yeah. Yeah.
Finally, some nudity with a
Yeah.
character we don't know.
What was the soundbite from last time? Big honking titties. Here they are for you, Jake.
I was expecting big honking titties,
Yeah, there it is. There it is.
and we get
And
them in this
we get
one.
them. And they're good tits. A little bit on the fake side for me, but tastefully done.
Worked for me.
They're erect, so I'd assume she's cold. I,
Oh, you don't think she was very aroused by this big wood, big trucker guy? And then, oh no, he's a mailman.
it's a
I
mailman.
wrote that down. We'll get to that line in a second.
I had
But
so many questions about this because
this
I
is a
definitely
character that
assumed she
has
was a
not been.
prostitute.
She is. This character is not introduced at all. He's just some mailman banging a prostitute in a shack in the woods.
And I was like, how would he have the money for a prostitute?
He's got mail
Um,
money.
he's got that sweet pension that mailmen get.
How does he have money for a prostitute? Come on, Vic.
Uh, and then I was like, yeah, so the mailman is cheating on his wife, which he's like, he has some sort of line that's like, I'm cheating on my wife. And you're like, okay, so he's gonna die for that. I don't know who this is.
Or
We haven't
yeah, it
seen a
was something
mailman.
like was like
My wife never enjoys my body this much or
something
something.
like that. My wife doesn't enjoy my body. And then
I wonder why. Like this
and then the
in
prostitute, being a good prostitute, says some things just get better with age.
and she
I'm like,
pats his
thank
enormous
you.
tummy as she says
This
it.
is what you're paying for. Honestly,
Yeah.
people think it's the sex, it's the compliment.
It's rough. And then the thing I really appreciated about the realness of that scene was that she was wearing mismatching lingerie. Um she is not wearing like her thigh highs that are tied into the to her girdle, whatever it is that holds up the
Girdle.
stockings. Yeah, it's like a it's like a thing that goes over the underwear that holds up the thigh
A
high
girdle is for
stockings.
holding in your belly when you're fat.
Well, yeah, but there's sexy versions of them. I don't remember. There's another name for them, but whatever. She's wearing that and they don't match. I like it. Like, yeah, that sounds
Okay,
about
Mick.
right for like a backwater rural prostitute to not have matching lingerie. That feels
Something.
real, grounded in reality for me.
Guess what I was looking at the whole time? Like, Mick is
What
taking everything in.
what could
I am not.
what could Jake possibly have been predominantly focused on? What was this woman's hair color, Jake? Just out of curiosity, do you know?
Oh, I know her hair color,
Yeah. Yeah.
but she goes out to get. What does she go out to get? She goes out to get something,
Yeah, she goes out to
and
get something from the car.
and our guy, just in case we're confused by who he is, because we absolutely are, because I don't think he's been in the movie yet. But he
No.
goes, "This be he's banging a sex worker in the woods," and he goes, "This beats the hell out of delivering mail." I'm like,
Got to get that
yeah,
nice line of
yeah,
exposition.
it probably does. He's like walking around delivering mail, banging prostitutes. What? This beats the hell out of it.
It
Honestly, I
does.
don't even know why I deliver mail. I should be doing this all day. I just
Yep.
love it. It's so funny.
And then
Beats the hell
Pumpkinhead
out of delivering mail.
Pumpkinhead makes his entrance to dismember this guy. And we get one of the most noticeable musical shifts in the whole movie where it just starts playing sort of like a knockoff Dolly Parton 9 to 5 song,
Yep.
like a female upbeat kind of like it's not 9 to 5, but it's
I wish it
very
was. I wish it
it
was.
could be it's probably they just didn't have the budget for
No,
that
of
for
course
sure.
not. Dolly
But it's like
Parton? No way.
do 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 and it's like a country woman singing over it and he's just being shredded. His belly's cut open. It's
This
it's
this is a
bad.
unique killing because Pumpkinhead does mix it up in these killings a little bit. You'd think he'd just claw him to death with his huge claws. But he does do like a wrestling move here where he picks the guy up and slams him on his knee, like the backbreaker move.
Right,
Like
yeah.
that's new. I haven't seen that yet.
Mhm. Mhm. And the
That's cool.
prostitute is scared. It's at the scene you don't necessarily know if she
Oh,
was
she gets
killed or
more
not.
than scared.
Well, okay, let's
She's
just yeah,
petrified.
we're going to get into that. It's the next day. Sheriff and Dr. CSI are there and
Pettibone.
Pettybones is there and they are analyzing the shit out of this and they do address it but my immediate
They are analyzing the shit out of this, guys. They're looking back and forth. They're looking at the ground.
the thing that is addressed, but I just don't understand why it's there. Is this man has like 300 very tiny televisions in this barn. So these two were fucking next to like a wall of boxes of 20-inch TVs, which is a really small size of television. And I just don't understand. And then they address it. They're like, well, he was definitely making his money stealing more than he was delivering the mail. And I'm like, he's not a shipping company. Why would he have like 300 color TVs in
This
this
is so
barn?
crazy.
What's he doing
It
with them?
almost makes me wonder, is there a Pumpkinhead 2 book that they're drawing from? And they're like, we
They're
got to
referencing.
include, even though we don't have time for the whole book part of what this guy's up to, we'll just mention it because the fans will be enraged if we don't.
So I didn't see mention of a book, but this did spin off a video game, which sounds
I saw
amazing.
that in the trivia. Yes, we got to get the video game
We've got to get
Pumpkinhead 2
that.
Bloodwings.
Oh my god. But yeah, like he's got like over 120-inch televisions, and I'm like 20-inch. Like, what the fuck are you
Well,
doing?
this is 94.
I
If you want to get
guess.
bigger than that, remember how big those TVs were? You get a 50-inch TV, that's 10,000 pounds.
Be like a room, I guess. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's rough. But yeah, and then
Oh, we got
while they
Bloodwings everywhere.
there's
Bloodwings
Bloodwings
all over
everywhere.
the walls.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Oh, I know why. Just clicked for me. This just clicked for me, Vic. I know why he's putting Bloodwings up.
Oh my God, Jake, are you really telling me that clicked for you now and not even
Yeah.
during the rewatching of it? Totally understand why it would go over a 10-year-old you's head, but you didn't get it
Oh
like
man.
last night when or the night before when you watched this?
I just
Hey,
got it. Let's get to it. So they find a key to a safety deposit box.
we they find the woman, they find the prostitute
Doesn't
first.
matter. She's
She comes out
catatonic.
screaming.
She's
She's
got
not
nothing to
catatonic. They
say.
drug her immediately and then
Oh
are
no,
like,
you're right.
she's
She's freaking
catatonic.
out.
And I'm
That's
like, she wasn't
a different
before
lady
you
is.
immediately drugged her.
Hey,
She comes out
she was
screaming for
out of
help.
control.
And then they're like, what a shock. She can't respond to us
Petty
now.
Bones has got to put her down. I don't
Yeah.
know why Petty Bones has a tranquilizer on her, but she
She's
does.
also
She's got
covered in
everything.
crime scene blood. Like, this woman is going to be so ill. Like, this is
I'm
not
wondering if
sanitary in
Petty
the
Bones
least.
even has a degree of it in anything.
She's got a family of witch doctors. Don't ask
Yeah, you're
questions.
right. She is witch doctor
Um,
trained, but yeah,
it's
she puts her down.
but
What?
yeah, and then Danny is like going through, like he goes into a desk drawer, reaches under it, and finds a hidden
How
key.
does he know that? I have no idea.
And he's like, it's to a safe deposit box. And then one of the funniest lines to me of the whole movie is Dr. Pettybones is like, what would that have to do with anything here? Like, well, so the
Ah,
man had a safe deposit box. It wouldn't have any bearing on the fact that he was mauled by something
hey,
here.
Petty Bones, we got to move this movie along. Shut up. That's why.
Like, but I just love that they included that of like, hey, plot guys, this doesn't make any goddamn sense. Move
Oh
on.
yeah,
It
no,
does make sense.
she did say the woman was one step away from being scared to death. And
Right.
I just like
That
that
medical
line. Yeah, that's a
analysis.
good medical breakdown.
Yeah.
One step away from being scared to death,
Right.
but not quite, just one
Nope.
step.
Yeah. And then we I think that the next thing we see is them opening up the safe deposit box. There might be some douchey scene with Danny being a dick again, but it's unimportant to me.
Yes. So we get a flashback from the sheriff.
Yeah.
In case
It,
it
well,
wasn't clear, the sheriff used to live here.
in the safe deposit box they have these or these newspaper cutouts
Yes,
about
and
the death of this
yes,
guy
it's got about
Tommy.
Tommy. And
And so the
then
sheriff shares his origin
time to
story.
open up.
In this flashback, though, the sheriff starts the story by saying, when I was 7 years old. And then they show a
No way he's
actor.
7.
That's what he says. That's why I made a note of
There's
it. I had to go back
no
and look at it again
way.
because the kid that they show is like 16,
Yeah.
17. He's like an older teenager. And he's like, back when I was 7, I used to play with a toy fire truck next to the old abandoned mine. Where are people's parents? What do you mean when you were 7 you played with a fire truck by an abandoned mine?
I just
And
wrote, people love this mine shaft. Everyone's
love
going
it.
there. Since the
Love it.
town was founded, people have loved it.
And then there is Tommy, as we saw him at the very beginning. Not smaller, not like a child Tommy, although he's saying he was a child. And Tommy is playing with the truck and almost falls in. And our sheriff saves him. And I'm like, was he so how did he lift this enormous person as a 7-year-old?
Yeah, no.
Is this why you made the actor like a full grown, like older teenager? Because it would be unreasonable to expect. And then, but then they're saying like we were both kids. Neither one of you is kids in that shot. Like you couldn't get real children to act that shit out. No, I. He claims to be 7 when this happened. it looks like he's like 17.
Yeah, no, he's big enough to lift this guy who falls into the mine shaft.
But they are weirdly just both of them interested in playing with a fire truck. So it does lend more to them have being 7, at least mentally 7.
And I will say this, I remember this scene too. I
Okay.
remember seeing Tommy play with the fire truck and feeling very sad
Mhm.
because
Just
he's
wanted a
just
friend.
literally the mind of a child, just having fun imagining with this fire truck. And he is brutally murdered in the beginning of this movie. I
Yeah.
felt so bad for him.
He's like a total sweetheart
Yeah.
against because of what he looks like. And very sad. It's
No,
very sad.
as a 10-year-old, I'm just like, Jesus.
Yeah. And then I'm not entirely sure why it cuts back to them being at the sheriff's office or the doctor's. They cut back to somewhere public because the mayor's back. The mayor's back for reason.
He
Like,
wants to get a posse together to like this is why the judge is such a dumb character because he's playing everything very close to the chest here. He doesn't want to let
right.
on that he's involved with something in the town's past, and he's just saying, "We got to get a posse together, sheriff." The sheriff's like, "We don't know what's happened yet. We don't know what's been going on." He's like, "Nope,
Mm-hmm.
we are gonna get a posse together, and my boys are just gonna kill whatever's out there." The
Right. We'll
sheriff's
just
like,
kill it.
"That's a terrible idea. You're just gonna shoot someone who doesn't deserve it."
Well, and he's like, and I think he even says, like, a bunch of people with guns in the night, like, you're just asking for somebody to be shot by accident. Like, that's a terrible idea.
I think
Um,
that's what I just said, Vic, but okay.
no, then whatever. I said it differently.
Yeah, you said it
Mine was different.
better, of course.
Yeah. But the mayor shows up, and the mayor has also got a problem with things, but his problem, and I thought he was going to be like, he says something about tourism, and I'm like, oh, he's trying to claim that it's,
Tourism, I don't
yeah,
remember this.
yeah,
Who is,
he's
oh,
like,
for the mine shaft, maybe? People
no,
from out
he's
of
like,
town got to see this thing.
well, so that's the thing that's so weird is the way the scene starts. You're like, is he implying that this multi-murder is driving away tourism that this town had? And then he's like, no, you need to make a big deal out of this. Just like Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster, we can capitalize on it. We could get tourism. Like he doesn't actually want it solved. He wants it sort of like dragged out and the creature captured. Um,
Okay.
it's like such an unbelievably unnecessary scene to have the mayor there
The
again.
sheriff, I mean, the mayor character literally makes no sense,
He could be
has
removed from
no
the
base,
movie entirely.
doesn't matter at all. I don't think he comes back after this.
No, he doesn't.
We,
That's his final scene. And it's
okay.
really weird because later, and we'll get there very soon, you start to put together that there is this group of kids, there's this group of men like the mayor who are in on, or not the mayor, like the judge who are in on something.
I was
Why
sure
wasn't
the
the
mayor
mayor
would be in
just a
it.
part of that?
Yes.
He's
Why?
not. He's
No.
not a part of that. He could have easily just have been one of that group that's also in the know, but he's not. He just needs a guitar and tourism. Like, he's out.
The wild, wild decision to have him in this. But okay, Mayor, we'll keep that
Yeah,
in mind.
but
Goodbye.
the tourism may be failing, but don't worry. This wholesome little all American town does have a bustling cockfighting ring
Yes.
because that's the next thing we go to.
Yep. We got some boys. Have a good old fashioned cockfight. Roosters,
Oh,
that is.
yeah, the other would be pretty gay for rural America. This isn't San Francisco.
All right, easy, Vic.
I,
Easy.
I'd like to imagine that in San Francisco, there is a gay club where they have actual cockfighting where you kind of thumb wrestle, but it's with penises. That's got to be real, right?
I'm cutting this part. I'm cutting this part out. I don't like the visual of that.
Yeah.
Sounds painful.
I apologize to Jake's mom, who's probably listening to this podcast.
You know she
Apologies.
is. Love you, Mom.
Sorry. Don't envision Anatomical cockfighting. Just think about the
Mm,
chicken kind.
moving on. Pumpkinhead is showing up at this cockfight again. Some characters I don't believe we've seen at all in this movie.
No, we haven't seen them, but we get thrown some absolute ringers for they were like, oh, we need to make sure the audience knows these are bad people. So they're cockfighting. And then the one of them starts bullying this like woman. And then the one guy's like, you know, she's mute and deaf. Why are you yelling at her? Okay, so now this woman's mute and deaf. And then
Yeah, that was weird, right?
the other
Why?
guy like kicks her, and then the guy goes over and helps her get up and is like, "Hey, cut it out, man." And so you're like, okay, so is this one guy a nicer guy because he's not bullying this disabled person? But no, the guy who is doing the bullying is like, well, I'm not the one fucking our little sister. And you're like, wait a minute. All three of these people are siblings. They run a cockfighting ring, and this one is having incestual sex with their disabled little sister,
I missed
and the
that.
other one
Are they
physically
related?
abuses them. Yeah, yeah. The lines, if you listen to whoever wrote this fucking script, is like, that's no way to treat our little sister. You know, she's deaf and mute. The other one kicks her and then says, well, I'm not the one fucking her. So you can be as nice as you want. I'm not the one getting to fuck her. And you're just like, the fuck is happening in this town? This
So
town
many
should
backstories,
burn to the
Seth.
ground.
So
Get
many
Pumpkinhead
stories.
in here. Get
I mean,
Pumpkinhead in here and sweep this town clean. There is nothing but degenerates living in this town. Everyone should be gone. This salt the fields, Pumpkinhead, burn it to the ground. There is no saving this town. This
well,
town's
he's
bad.
working on it, and he takes care of these two boys.
Yeah.
Guts
Um,
them.
and he pushes the one guy's head through one of the chicken cages, and for a few brief seconds, we get the chickens having their revenge of pecking his eyes out.
Yeah,
That was pretty good. The
pretty
chicken's
good.
revenge. Yeah.
But we
Um,
get another woman scared, and
right.
she is catatonic.
Well, the weird thing is they don't even they're like checking her eyes. They don't sort of say she's catatonic. She's like she's deaf and mute, so she can't tell us anything. Is what the doctor says. And I'm like, so she doesn't know how to write or use sign language? Like deaf and mute people can still
I mean,
communicate.
Vic, based on the backstory, she probably can't write.
She probably can't. I think that's the sadder thing is like she probably can't because she was
This is
kept in
when
this
Vic
hideous
is going to get
family
into her speech about rural America and how we're not doing enough.
in
Go
education and
ahead.
protecting the most
Go
vulnerable.
ahead.
Do you want me to have a speech about how we're not doing enough to protect the most vulnerable of us in society in rural America because we don't have enough funding to have appropriate social services for these areas? Yeah. I'll just sum it up there. It's fine. The movie's fine. This is a lighthearted fun movie. I shouldn't be thinking about these things. Why did they just have to make this woman like this?
This is
She
the craziest backstory that
didn't
they
need to
that,
know.
well, guys, what this is like 10 seconds? Like I didn't catch any of
10
it.
seconds to just
It's just like
dump this.
interchange of three horrible people, and then boom, Pumpkinhead's there murdering them.
Yeah, it's really I don't know why they would even do this to me. I don't know why
I
they would do this to me
They gotta get
personally.
you somehow. Gotta get you
Um,
invested somehow. This
cut
is
back.
yeah, the sheriff is now starting to wonder about this Tommy guy and the strange circumstances around his death.
Well,
He,
the
he's
the wife comes up to him with the daughter's sweatshirt and is like, "It smells like smoke." I
yep.
think she was at that fire.
Of
Except
course
it's
she was, Sheriff. Your daughter is a bad, bad girl.
that's another good soundbite. We could save that one. We should just collect a whole collection of Jake sound bites that taken out of context are really inappropriate. Big honking titties. She's a bad, bad girl. I love
Actually, I
it.
believe I said big honking tits.
Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. I say titties. You say tits. It's a
Well,
regional difference. I get
I
it.
got less time.
Um,
The
so yeah,
sheriff is getting down to it. He's
He's on to
closing
them.
in. He's
Yeah.
closing in, and he's thinking about Tommy. I guess the news story said was that Tommy hung himself. And I wrote, did he also stab himself 30 times and then beat himself over the head with a baseball bat and then hang himself?
Right.
What a
So
suicide.
he doesn't believe that, and we get this shot of him poring over textbooks with like images of women and demons and like
This came
and,
out of nowhere.
and it's like as if he's now studying the occult
Yep.
for no reason. And he says to his wife, this is the scene that's so weird. He says to his wife that um that some people believe that like Pumpkinhead is like the product, or like vengeful spirits are like born from women sleeping with demons. And he's like saying it into a recorder. And that's when his wife interrupts and is like, our daughter's sweatshirt smells like smoke. It's been days. They live in a rural woods. This could be from a regular bonfire. Whatever. Doesn't make any sense. He goes to our doctor, um Pettybones, to be like, what do you have? And the doctor is now wearing cloves of garlic on a necklace. Um, and is like claiming that the blood isn't from a human or an animal. And is also like, and they go further in on this idea that like what Tommy was, like that people with birth defects, and this is the part that I hated the most. They then rephrase it as it's not vengeful spirits, it's that people believed that children born with birth defects were the product of women sleeping with demons.
And we know that is 100% true because that's
I
what Tommy
just
was.
That's what Tommy was. Tommy wasn't just a misunderstood hi Dan.
What up,
Tommy
Dan?
Tommy wasn't just like misunderstood by bigoted people. Those bigoted people were right to dislike him. There goes Zoe, my dog, hopping through the screen. Um, those bigoted people were right to be afraid and hate him because he's actually an evil spirit born of a demon.
This is where the message of Pumpkinhead to Bloodwings gets a little muddled and confusing.
A little bit.
Because
Um,
you're right. Because
like
he
that's what
is
it's
Pumpkinhead.
implying.
He is Pumpkinhead. Tommy turns into Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, it's very confusing. I think in the first one, based on what I understood from the first one, Pumpkinhead makes significantly more sense as a spirit that requires a dead body to be conjured into the world of the living. Like that he's a vengeful spirit of revenge, and it requires a corpse to sort of take over and
Mm.
mutate. And so the corpse you provide is not the person anymore. It is Pumpkinhead now, but it sort of is inhabiting.
Okay, so it wasn't like just by bringing Tommy back to life, he wouldn't have morphed into this thing unless they act. Wait, they don't. Oh, the book I guess calls Pumpkinhead.
The book brings him back in the first one. You call Pumpkinhead back, um, using you need to have like a corpse. So I think in the first one, then I haven't watched it. I just read a very long summary of it. The father's son is killed
Dirt
by
bikers.
like these kids.
I saw
It
the
is an
beginning of it.
Yeah, it is an accident, and he wants revenge. This movie is pretty fucked up message wise, because this movie is saying that Tommy was never just an innocent kid misunderstood by a shallow society who couldn't appreciate that he was just a sweet innocent and brutally murdered and tortured him. They're saying that Tommy's mother fucked a demon to produce this abomination to eventually wreak evil on the town, making the Ace Ventura gang justified. It's a fucked up turn of events, is
And
what I'm
I
saying.
and I wrote, does this mean Pumpkinhead had sex?
Yeah, I think that also implies.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
I don't want to imagine that, but I am.
No one,
I am
no one
now.
does. No one
It's
does.
going through my head right now.
Um,
This big immovable arm.
yeah. Now we get the point where you really should have put together what the Bloodwings was from because the sheriff is going through old yearbooks with our doctor for reasons that are totally unclear to anybody. And people, I guess, put their gang photos in yearbooks. Like,
I think it's a club.
it's a club, it's a social club of kids that go around wreaking havoc on the neighborhood.
I think it's officially a car club.
Oh, is
Auto
it? Is that what it's
auto
supposed to
club.
be? An
See, I
auto
pick up
club?
on things too, Vic.
Okay, okay. You're with us. You're here.
I got some brain activity still going.
But the club is called
The Red Wing.
Red Wings. Yeah.
And nope, nothing. Didn't click with me at all. I think I was thinking of Detroit.
So you're telling me that the directors and producers of this film were correct in that they needed to be afraid that they weren't being overt enough. That they needed to be more direct because the transition of Red Wings to Blood Wings was too far a stretch for you,
Well,
even as an adult
here's my
rewatching
thing.
it.
Here is my thing. What is he doing it for? Why is he making Bloodwings? He knows who he's killing, and he's gonna do the killing. He doesn't need to let anyone know. Why is he leaving clues for people?
Well, and if we'd gotten more about who these guys now grown in the gang were, presumably it would be to instill fear in them, knowing that they would be next. Like they would recognize the symbol and know that he's coming for them. But I don't even think that happens in the movie. Like they don't,
Only the judge knows what's coming. Everyone else is surprised.
yeah, like if they had just had like a scene where he gets like the old gang back together, but they've all drifted apart and don't like each other anymore, but the judge is like, we need to, so and so died and I know we're next. Like there's nothing. There's no
There
communication
is
between these characters,
one phone call he makes where he's like, "Posse, come to my house."
right?
He
It's
puts
already
together
midnight. It's
all,
already
I believe, all five other members of the Red Wings have been killed. It's just the judge left, and he's
just the
like,
judge
"I have
left.
a feeling I might be murdered."
Yeah. The the scene where we're now at the judge's like ranch just reiterates what a creepy weirdo the judge is because Jenny shows up and the judge is like, I've got beers and things stocked in the fridge for you guys to hang out. And then he turns to Jenny and kind of does like a weird, like, kind of point, but also sort of brushes her shoulder a bit, I think, as he walks past her and is just like, I hope you brought protection, young lady. Like,
Weird,
ew,
weird.
ew.
That's what again.
Where
I don't understand this judge. He seems to hate his son. He's never nice to him, but he
but
does
he's
set him
also
up for
hooking him
all.
up.
Yeah, sets him up for all his debauchery.
Where is Danny's mom? Like, where is no one? What's happening in this household? Who has left this judge to raise this kid by himself?
I gotta say, there's hardly any women in the town. there's we know of
Very few.
one prostitute and a deaf woman.
Yeah,
The rest are just dudes getting up to
and
stuff.
Jenny is cold and wants a jacket, and so Danny goes into their hallway coat closet and produces his dad's high school letterman jacket. Like you wouldn't want to grab this woman a sweatshirt or one of your own jackets, you'd grab your dad's high school letterman jacket. And why the fuck do you keep that in your front coat closet?
He's still
Your
proud of it.
dad's your dad's like 50. It's fucking weird.
It
Yeah,
is
he's still
weird.
proud of it. It's weird though. Like you'd think that thing would be, I don't know, in a trunk in the attic or something.
All right, Vic. We got bigger questions to answer right now.
Do we?
Yes. Which lady is still alive? Remember? She's in the hospital.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
we finally get to question her. She dies as soon as the sheriff walks in. Dang, bad
Like
timing.
immediate. What? Oh no.
But don't
That's
worry, guys.
really
She's a witch,
funny.
so she come back to life
Yeah.
and starts telling I don't know. She
She
basically lays she
confirms
confirms that Pumpkinhead is a thing.
she confirms that Tommy was born of a woman and
Oh,
Pumpkinhead.
that's right. And she
That's what
says,
she
guess
claims.
what? She also makes a dig at Tommy's mom, says, the woman was nothing special,
Right.
but his father, with his big honking pumpkinhead dick,
It's just
made
so, which
love to her.
I actually have comments on that later. I'll do it later. Hopefully your mother won't still be tuned into the thing about the the
Stopped early.
phallus of Pumpkinhead. I didn't notice
I
it
didn't
quite
see
until later in
one.
the film. Well, he's very smooth down below.
Yes.
I'll just get to it now. Why hint at something that needs to be addressed? He is totally androgynous between
Mm-hmm.
his legs. And did you notice what he's rocking literally on top of his shoulders? Two monster cocks. Like two enormous penises come out of his shoulders on either side. Like, pew,
Well, I call them
right up.
tendrils, but you say
They're
they're
not,
dicks.
they're fully erect. Pull up a photo, Jake, and just take a look. They're fully erect, veiny dildos on his shoulders. They are not tendrils. They're thick. They have like a tip to them. They're penises. Yeah, I can see your face. You're looking at them.
I'm laughing at your description,
You know what I'm talking about.
and I am looking right now, and in the light, they do not look like penises at all.
Mm,
They
I
look
don't
like
know.
cauliflower at the end.
I'm
So I
not
don't
saying they look
know.
like healthy
I don't
penises. I'm
know what
saying they look
I
like
don't know
penises.
what your experiences is, but
They don't look healthy. I wouldn't have sex with his shoulder penises, but he has
all right, I'll
two
give you this
shoulder
one
penises.
image. This one image, I'm gonna put it. I think I'm gonna start putting images
Nice.
in our podcast so everyone can see it. In
Yeah.
shadow, in total shadow, it does look like a big honking dildo.
Which to be fair, most of the movie, it's
It's pretty
between
well.
flashes
No,
of light.
it's
It's
pretty well lit.
well for a monster flick, it's pretty well lit. But I'll say there's enough shadow in most
But
of it for
without
it
the
to look like
shadow, it doesn't look
dicks.
anything like it. It's not veiny as you describe. It's
Looks
not.
veiny. Looks
I
veiny.
think.
It's fleshy and veiny.
Oh
This
boy,
is
I'm
so
cutting that part. Ugh.
so the old woman confirms that Danny is not some sort of innocent victim of bigotry. He is a monster child who, you know, fair game to have killed
His
him. She
mom
liked
got it
him.
on with a
Yeah.
demon. For some reason, she gives our sheriff a little doodad, a little guy, a little like
Yeah.
little mummy guy.
It's I think it's actually it's on a necklace, and I think it's actually a nod to the first Pumpkinhead.
It's a
Um,
pretty subtle nod because they don't explain it at all.
no, they don't. And it's not a good nod to the little person figure necklace that's in Pumpkinhead 1 because it doesn't look anything like that, but there is a little tiny person necklace in Pumpkinhead 1 that sort of calms Pumpkinhead. So I think it is a callback to that, but
Well, I had no idea what it meant.
it doesn't mean anything in this movie.
Which dies? We
Hmm.
got to get to the judge's house. Let's get through this. The judge is murdered by Pumpkinhead. We all knew that was going to happen. He does
Yeah,
recognize Pumpkinhead as Tommy for some reason. He
yeah,
goes,
he does.
Tommy.
And
Like, he looks like a big monster. How does he know he's Tommy?
And I think while this is going on, we're also cutting back to the cabin with
Oh
the
yeah, things are
teenagers.
getting. This is when I'm pretty sure Danny is not as good of a guy as we thought he was. He
Really? This
gets
is,
real mean in this scene.
yeah, yeah. And
At
pulls
first,
a fucking gun.
yes, yes, the honeymoon phase is over for Jenny.
In 3 days.
She now sees Danny for the monster that he really is.
Hmm.
He's freaking out that now all his friends want to go to the police. There has been 5 or 6 murders in this town.
Right,
we
right.
we know it's involved with what we did. Let's go to the cops. Danny's not having it. He pulls a gun. He says, "Sit your asses down." All right, so fucking Danny decides we need the car. He tells his friend to go get it. If I'm the
Poor
friend, I am getting that car and out of there. I don't
poor
care.
Paul.
Why on earth would he come back?
Paul's got like Stockholm. Paul was like the friend who was just the punching bag, and he's just gonna do whatever Danny wants to help that Danny doesn't abandon him or turn
Yeah.
his anger on him.
Well, whatever, however you feel about him, he is dead now. Pumpkinhead gets him before he can start the car. He's
Yep.
now moving on from the old enemies that killed Tommy to the new enemies that killed the witch.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And that's what the witch sort of states is like he's going to take revenge on all those that killed Tommy, and then he's going to take revenge on all those who hurt me. Um,
Yep.
that's why we know that he's after the kids too.
So he kills. I love the way he kills. So they all run out of the cabin. We
And
got
they
the
split
lovers.
up.
Of course, they split up. They're all in the woods, split up. I
Right.
love the way Pumpkinhead kills the couple that's been making out this whole time. Like I said, he switches it up sometimes. He doesn't
Yep.
always use the claws. So this time, for some reason, he picks up a big wooden stake
From
and
a little tiny collection. Like there's like in the middle of the woods, there's like a whole group of like wooden stakes sticking out of the ground. The fuck were they? Who knows?
pikes. They're making a pike wall from Braveheart. I don't know. But he takes it and he impales Marcy with it, stabs
Mm-hmm.
her to death. And this part's one of my favorite kills of the whole movie. Then he throws the pike with the woman on it,
Yeah.
through the guy and impales him, and they're both dead, impaled in the tree.
Right.
What a
Yeah.
scene.
Poor Marcy.
What do you mean, poor Marcy? If it weren't for her, this wouldn't have happened. Her and her
I
fucking
know.
getting high and looking into witchcraft.
I'll say that honestly, of the kids, Danny obviously did the bulk of the heavy listing of all the evil shit, but
I guess.
Marcy did assist more because she was the one who brought in the
Oh, here's the
tomes and
Book of the Dead or the Book of
yeah,
Shadows. This is
and
blood.
she
Oh, he can
climbed
raise the dead with this.
she climbed
Thanks,
into the grave.
Marcy.
She climbed into the grave and helped raise. So fair point. But Peter and Paul both felt like they were just there. And yeah,
Guys, come on, Vic. They
they
hung
didn't
out during that entire time that Danny's digging up that grave. They
oh
could have left
yeah,
at any time. They could have called the cops, called an ambulance
right.
maybe for the woman they hit.
And so that's the
They
thing.
all got Pumpkinhead blood on their hands.
They do, but so does Jenny because Jenny did exactly the same things
Oh, I'm
that they
not
all
making
did.
excuses for Jetty.
That's all I'm
Don't get
saying
me
is that
wrong.
I think there's a pretty big Danny has the most culpability, Marcy below that. I think a pretty big gulf. And then I think Jenny, Peter, and Paul are all on the same level as like they didn't actively try to stop this and they just sort of hung out and were like complacent.
Well, now we're getting to the real message of Pumpkinhead, guys. If you stand by and let evil happen, you are just as guilty.
Right.
Take a stand.
But like also disabled people are the product of their mother's fucking demons. That
All right. So Danny and Jenny are in the woods. Danny
right?
still got his pistol, but we saw earlier the judge tried to use his pistol on Pumpkinhead and didn't really work. Didn't kill him.
No, it didn't.
And you think Pumpkinhead is bulletproof, but that's not true. And we'll get to that later. So Danny tries shooting Pumpkinhead again, doesn't work.
Bulletproof
Pumpkinhead,
now. Yeah.
yes. Pumpkinhead grabs him. This is a pretty satisfying kill, don't you think, Vic? He
It's
just
very satisfying.
he holds him, and the guy's yelling at him, "I can't do this," and Pumpkinhead just rips his head off.
I'll say that it's one of I think if you were a child, this would be utterly terrifying because
Yeah,
his
this
head
part.
comes off with like weird red tentacle tendrils, like as if our
Hell
heads are
yeah.
connected with a bunch of red tentacle tubes.
There's some viscera.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
I
you
don't know
call
if
it.
it looked like that.
Well, let's try and find out.
um, I also it's another moment of very immovable hands on.
Yeah, that is. You can't help but notice the fingers are not moving.
They're not like
You got to use
gripping the
some.
head
No,
so
you
much
got
as
to
the
use
hand
your
is just kind of on
imagination.
top of his head, and then the head comes flying into the next shot, is
Again,
rolling on the
why light it
ground.
so well if it's you have to just. But
What?
all right,
The
but he
posse's
dead.
don't worry, the posse's here now.
The judge's
Everyone's dead.
posse has shown up. A little late. The judge is already dead.
Just a bit, just a little bit
But
late.
this is one of the strange, if you can believe it, this is one of the strangest parts of the movie. The
Mhm.
judge or the man, get all these occupations mixed up. Sheriff shows up
They're back
and
at the iron mine now, the abandoned mine.
oh, sorry, of course, everything's right next to
Jenny,
each other, guys.
Jenny,
So
Jenny
they have
runs. Yeah, all of these homes are easily within 100 feet of each other. It's
and
basically a
everything is literally
cul-de-sac.
circled, and in the middle of the cul-de-sac is the Iron Mine.
Is the iron mine. Like they're all very close together.
Yes.
Out in the woods, but also clustered very tightly.
So Jenny's
For
at the mine. Pumpkinhead's about to kill her. Sheriff shows up. He's like, Tommy, remember me? I'm that.
no, Tommy, don't. He
Remember
goes into
me?
slow motion again. It's insane.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Back to some drama. Uh, Sheriff's like, come on, Tommy. I saved you from the mine that one time. Do me a solid. Don't murder my daughter. She didn't have
Right.
anything to do with it. Not true.
Hmm.
She was
Yeah.
totally on board. And this is where the turn happens that Pumpkinhead is a good guy.
It's really strange because then it's like now that he's been reminded of who he was as Tommy, because now we're saying that he is
Oh, yeah. The
Tommy,
sheriff also holds up his little dude, little
his
mummy
little
guy.
little necklace, and so then Pumpkinhead is able to recall the memories of Tommy and remembers him and decides to spare the daughter who rightfully has not earned this. Like I think it would have been better if he had somehow been reminded that she did try to do good things. It wasn't enough, but
Barely,
like,
barely tried.
like the idea that like, oh, so way earlier in the movie when the teenagers sort of accused Jenny of using her dad's power to like just get out of consequences and that that's a shitty thing. That's just fine. That's true. And it's going to happen again. It's going to happen for the rest of her life. She's never going to face the consequences
Oh,
of her
shit, Vic,
actions.
you're right. Daddy gets her out of another one.
Yeah, she didn't do anything to earn
Whoa.
forgiveness. She didn't make a character turn where she realizes she was wrong and deserves punishment for that. She doesn't come to any self actualization at all. Daddy just bails her out again, which is exactly what the judge had been doing for Danny the whole time. It's just
Oh,
Danny, the judge was a piece of shit, and so is Danny, but
they're
the
two
sheriff
sides of the same coin.
they're functionally doing the exact same thing of bailing out their kids from their bad behavior so they don't face consequences.
You're right. Jenny belongs in hell with Danny
Jenny, if
together.
if if Peter and Paul belong in hell, Jenny belongs in hell too. There's no getting around that. I mean,
Well, it's looking like a happy ending. They're all getting along. We love Pumpkinhead now.
yeah, now
Yes, he
he's
murdered about a dozen people, but they all deserved it. Even those
yeah,
kids.
even that one teenager Paul, who was definitely like sort of beaten into submission and forced to be there because Danny physically abused him anytime he tried to step out of line.
Nope, justice has been served. They are all
Except
dead.
for on Jenny. Jenny's fine. Jenny's good now. She's blonde and
And
pretty, so
I'm
she
I'm
doesn't have to face
thinking we're gonna
consequences.
have a big ending where, Pumpkinhead's living with them. He's got
Yeah,
like an
maybe he
apron
like
on. He's making
transforms
dinner for
back into
him.
Tommy. I kind
No,
of
I assume
expected,
he's gonna stay a monster. But it's sort of like, and we get kind of a comedy from here on out. Like,
oh,
oh, hide Pumpkinhead, the neighbors are coming over.
like an ET story.
Yeah. But unfortunately, that's not what happens. The posse shows up, and just as we're all reconciling, they're like, we gotta kill this monster that's murdered people.
Yeah.
And they
Mm.
shoot him with guns that do work on him.
Well, and my mind was trying to make a now that he has regained his sense of being Tommy. He must have lost some of his powers of Pumpkinhead
I
to
think it's just
resist
bigger.
bullets.
That's a good idea, but I believe it's just they have bigger guns than the other people had.
Bigger
They
and
got
more.
rifles and shotguns, and
Yeah,
these
the
work
judge had
on
like a
him.
6 shooter.
Yeah, old
Yeah.
time a 6 shooter.
We get another slow motion of the sheriff going, "No,
Yes, again, the sheriff is like, what is he thinking right now? That no, again,
don't
he like, I'm gonna live with
shoot,
Pumpkinhead after this. He's like,
don't
Pumpkinhead is a
do it."
monster.
So weird. And it's so jarring. Like, why do they keep doing these shots where one person is in slow motion and nothing else in the scene is in slow motion? I
It's
just
artfully done, Vic. It's just
it's
putting you in the mind of
art.
the character.
Um,
But
um
I put Pumpkinhead is now a Christ allegory. He is
yeah.
up, arms out, hanging. He once again is hung on the chains over
Yeah.
the mine, over the
Mhm.
shaft, and his arms are out. And I'm like, damn it, Tommy, you died for this town's sins and you're dying again.
Like, I guess
Don't you
that
think?
would have more impact if they hadn't made this weird. He was the product of like a demon woman sex and was born to enact vengeance on the world. Like, because it's like the thing he says is that the reason why a woman would sleep with a demon was to create a spirit to seek revenge.
Hmm.
So, like, Tommy, sweet and kind individual, is now done away with. He was just a tool all along that the woman who made him created so that she could have a like call forth Pumpkinhead to enact vengeance. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's a bad message, obviously. And the movie's just like, yeah, let's put in some Christ allegories here at the end. Why?
Yep.
What's happening? What's
Pumpkinhead
going
is
on?
Jesus,
What are we doing?
just like in the Bible.
Yeah, just like the Bible. Um,
And that's the end, Vic.
well, the town decides to board up this pit. I guess that's
Did they?
yeah. That's because I was my note was like, why has the town not covered this pit? And then the very next scene is the next day, and there's a bunch of like workers there putting plywood over the pit, and the daughter and the dad are like walking together, and he like hangs. He's like, rest in peace, Tommy. Like, I hope you're finally at rest. And he like puts the stupid weird necklace like on the pit.
Probably should hang on to that guy.
No, and then he and the daughter like walk away like they've reconciled, like she's grown as a person when she hasn't, and there's been no evidence of that in the movie at all.
I
Um,
can't wait who you date next, Jenny.
Jesus. Yeah. Um, the only thing I'll say is, did you watch the credits to the very end?
Nope. Uh-oh.
Okay. So there is no end credit scene,
Okay.
which would have been great. But the very final song, there's like a song playing through the credits. Most of the music in this is wholly unremarkable and
No.
almost non-existent. I think partly for budget reasons, it's mostly very sort of mid background sound rather than real music tracks playing anywhere. Um, but it is a movie from the 90s.
Do we
So
have a Pumpkinhead rap?
what do we have to have at the end of every movie but a rap that summarizes what happened in the movie?
Holy shit.
It's at the very, very end. And I tried to find the lyrics written, but I could not find the song at all. It doesn't exist on the internet.
I just
So
Googled it. It doesn't come up.
I had to transcribe the lyrics myself.
Oh,
Um,
Vic, please rap the Pumpkinhead rap for us.
okay. I'm going to be honest, I can't do the voice because the voice is like a Johnny Cash Western rapping, which is amazing. So everyone should watch this movie if only to get to the last fourth of the credits because it's a short rap. But I will do my best to dramatically read these lyrics here. God don't like ugly, they say, but sometimes the bad guys seem to get away. Just as they don't want to choose the rules, but sometimes you need a sorcerer's tools.
Nice. Good rap.
Black magic woman with a potion in her hand. Now that's the kind of justice I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Rumors spread and rumors fly. And I guarantee you, this ain't no lie. A giant of a thing, so it's been said. He's back from the grave to avenge the dead. Now, side note, this is really where I thought they were going to rhyme Pumpkinhead in
I'm
there.
waiting for it.
He's about treetop high. He's got
Ah.
death in his eye. And when he comes to life, somebody dies. End of Johnny Cash style rapping.
He didn't say Pumpkinhead when they run was dead.
He
Ah.
hurts me physically. I had to go back because it was hard to understand. I put subtitles on. I was listening. I was writing this. I was going back and listening to it, and I was like, because they have to say he's a giant of the things, so it's been said he's back from the grave. It's Pumpkinhead.
Well, that was incredible, Vic. Thank you. Thank you for writing down all the lyrics and performing that for us. That was
Welcome.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm happy to do my part in preserving this incredible piece of American history, American
Incredible.
cinema, cinematic music history.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we're gonna I don't think I fully grasped how many 90s rap movie summaries we're going to have to endure through the lifetime of this podcast.
Oh my God. Guys, I don't know. If you weren't there for the early 90s, they put hip hop into every facet of society that they could when it was blowing up. You turn on the TV, Fruity Pebbles. You got fucking Barney rapping about Fruity Pebbles to you. It was
Yeah,
everywhere. So of
everywhere.
course, every movie you're gonna have a rap song in it. This one, probably the shittiest one so far. Yeah. To not have Pumpkinhead even mentioned in it is
And to
a
have the
disgrace.
rhyme right
It was
there.
locked and loaded. It was
Right
locked and loaded
there.
right there.
And you're describing him.
Insane.
Mad. Absolutely.
Oh well.
Anyway.
But that's it, guys. That's Pumpkinhead 2 Bloodwings. We broke it down. Great, I think.
Yeah, you don't need to see it, except for maybe the rap at the end, but
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I guess we'll get into it. What you think? Would you recommend this to your friends?
I didn't dislike it. There's elements of this that are well enough done that it falls into the campy cult classic. I will say that I'm a big fan of campy cult classics, and I don't think it's my favorite of those. I think it actually doesn't go far enough on some things to be like
Hmm.
there's some things that it just doesn't, it almost tries to take itself too seriously. Luckily, it's so fast paced that
Yes.
it never sticks around long enough to get boring.
I dare say this might be the fastest paced movie I've ever seen. We are flying through plot points at record speed, guys.
Yeah. I don't know. I really did not like the flashing. The thing that I would struggle, I could never have watched this in like a dimly lit room, like, the way you want to watch like a campy, um, spooky movie. Uh, there was so much strobe lights in this.
You're right. It didn't really bother me, but yes, he is every time you see a lot of Pumpkinhead in this movie, and every time it's strobe lights to make him look scarier.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of creature features though. I'm a really big fan of the various ludicrous shark movies like Sharknado,
Oh
uh,
yeah.
Sand Shark. That's another horrible good one where like directors were just like, what if sharks could swim through sand too? and the land didn't stop them. Okay.
Ooh,
Um, the
fresh
sharktopus.
ideas.
Sharktopus is probably my favorite of all the
You
ridiculous
like
creature
all
features.
these?
I do.
Oh
They're good
my
times.
God, Mick. I love an old movie where they were trying to make something good and they failed. That's better. These are purposely bad movies.
Yes. These are just
You
these are
like
just
those.
these are like we have Shark Week and we don't have enough content. What can we do with $82? What can we do with $82? Will anybody make a film for this? It's just under 100. We don't have 100, but we've got $82. What can we do? Well, you can get about 40 seconds of CGI.
Well, it's about that time.
Yeah, tell us, Jake. Let me
It's
hear it.
time for check your baggage. You got any, Vic?
No, no. I mean, it's too fun and campy to watch as an adult for your first time. You're not gonna walk away with anything scarring from this. I mean, I guess that screenwriters are pretty fucked up. Like you see a character for 30 seconds and you make them like incestuous brothers. I don't know. That's more weird to me is like, who the fuck wrote this script?
Yeah.
What type of sick bastard wrote this where like these 2-second throwaway lines that make these people the most disturbed and deranged town in all of America? Um, but no, I don't think I've got any baggage. I slept soundly after this.
Good
Um,
for you.
so I want to hear though the real baggage here comes from you, Jake. How what was it like having watched this?
This was probably the most baggage I'll have for a while. Seeing it at the time, the age I was, not great.
Yeah.
I was, I couldn't believe, again, I have not seen this since I was 10. Images totally burned into my head from this movie. Him playing with that truck instantly came back to me. I was like, I
Mm.
remember this sad, horrible feeling that this kid gets
Oh,
murdered so brutally
yeah.
and he's playing with that truck. The opening, I remembered scene for scene. I was not like you in Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken. I got the trauma exactly right,
Yeah.
remembering. I remembered everything about him, stringing him up, stabbing him, dropping him down the mine shaft. I remember the poem. I remember the monster adding to my home after the brutal murder
Oh
to
my
have a
God.
crazy monster ripping people apart. Oh my God. So, yes. So I saw this at 10. I was terrified of Pumpkinhead for a long time.
Oh.
Just in bed at night, thinking of these images going through your head. It was very scary.
Mm-hmm.
I started having night terrors, and I had those
Oh.
throughout grade school. And for those that don't know, night terrors are different from nightmares. You wake up
Yeah.
and your body is in survival mode, kind of scared.
Yeah. As
And
somebody who also suffered from them, it's like you wake
yeah,
up and it's not, you do not immediately even recognize that you are awake. You're very much still in the moment that was there. It's horrible. Uh,
yes, I was at a sleep, or we had a sleepover at my house once in the basement, and we had two futons. I'm sleeping on one, my friend's sleeping on the other one. I had a night terror, and it's pitch black. We're in the basement. I bolted up and ran for what I thought was the door to the basement. It was a closet. And I ran in the
oh,
closet and I'm in a blind panic. I am scratching at the walls like, where's the doorknob? Where's the doorknob? And I am freaking out, screaming bloody murder in the
oh
closet.
no.
Friend never woke up. I eventually like came to and was just like,
Oh
but yes, I imagine Pumpkinhead did not help with those. And
no.
I gotta say, the murder of that simple-minded guy really, really disturbed me.
That is, and that is like, so one of the things that I think makes this movie sort of like easy to watch. Like you're not heavily invested because most of these characters you've never seen before until they
Literally, you don't know
well, you're like,
anything about
who's
them.
this? Oh, you're cockfighting brothers who sleep with their sister. Okay, now you're dead. Okay. Oh, you're a mailman? Oh, you're dead already. Like there are people who you
All
have
I know about
no
that
connection
guy is
to.
banging prostitutes is better than delivering mail to him.
Right. But the Tommy, the kid, you set up this whole like emotional feelings around him, and then that scene does hit really hard. Like they didn't need to make him 7. They could have just made them the ages the actors were in the shot that they did. But like that he's playing with the toy and he's just really simple. And I think that's one of the reasons why it makes me so angry that they brought in this absolutely unnecessary and stupid plot point that he's like a demon born, like he's half demon born of like, it was a better story that he was a total innocent and that he never should have been killed, and
Yes.
then his goodness is still what wins out in the end. But like they muddle that so much, it's
That's the
bullshit.
exact word I was gonna say is it not only does it make it is it mean to do to Tommy, but it also doesn't make much sense and you get no explanation. It really just muddles everything. You're just like, wait, who and what and how
I
and
mean, I think
why?
if you were a kid, you probably wouldn't even follow that plot line because it's so insane and happens
No.
so quickly. But it's it's fucked up because he's literally the only character you get emotionally attached to.
Yep.
And you even feel bad that he's turned into like this monster and is killing people because you know that he, like when they revealed Pumpkinhead, I genuinely thought he was going to look more like Tommy.
Nope.
Um doesn't look anything like Tommy at all. Could have, didn't have to look like Alien, but they did. That's what was done already. Um, but I I just think it's like, so like one of the earliest books I read that was like a chapter book um was Frankenstein. Uh I read it really, really early. I was probably like 6 when I read it. Um and I
Six.
yeah, I found it in the library and my mom was like, "You want to get that book?" And I was like, "The cover looks so cool." And my mom was like, "Okay." Like
All
my
right.
mom was like, "It's, you might not understand the words." And I did have to ask what a lot of the words meant because it's written in kind of like an older English, but um I was really sad at the way they treated the monster in that. Like it really upset me as a kid. And so I think had I seen this movie because I had read that book and that book was very upsetting to me, I would have been really upset by Tommy's treatment in this. I think it would have made me feel like there were bad evil guys around every corner and good people are judged on what they look like and are crucified for it. Um so I don't know. It's not a happy story.
It is not. It is not a happy story. And I think I'm over it now, but who knows?
Did anything feel really different in this rewatch? Like, I mean, you hadn't seen it in that long. Did anything stand out as like particularly different to you? I mean, I know you said you remembered it all very clearly, but did anything stand out as being
I mean, like you with Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken. It all seemed way more serious and darker in my mind.
right?
The opening is still pretty dark and
Yeah, the
horrible,
opening is still really dark. Yeah.
but Pumpkinhead himself looks pretty silly as a big naked alien kind of guy. And yeah, his hands don't move, and I didn't find that scary at all now. And yeah, of course, I didn't understand how silly all the actors are in this movie and how like yeah, it's campy as hell. All the characters are silly, but as a kid, I mean, you're just being presented this is the world and they're real people and you're like this is horrible. Look at them
Right.
getting
Yeah.
torn apart by this monster. It's horrible.
It's pretty awful. Yeah. It's pretty graphic. So do you think that your mother, who I'm assuming has listened to this whole podcast, will be upset to find out that you saw this movie unattended so young?
Nah, she'll be fine with it.
Good. We're not out here to upset Jake's mom.
They showed me True Lies when I was like 8. We'll get into that one. We're gonna do True Lies one day.
Oh my god. Trying to think, yeah, my mom didn't. I thought, oh, this is a question. This was a question. But you, oh no, you answered it because you said that you didn't think the boobs were in this. You thought the boobs were edited out
Yeah, I
because
didn't
it
see
was,
that.
because I was going to ask you if this was the movie that you saw
Sexually
boobs in
formative mind.
for the first time,
Sexually
because that
formative.
would fuck you up. We didn't even, yeah, that's probably why the baggage isn't as bad as it could have been. Imagine if that was the first time you saw like a depiction of titties and sex.
And then
That would have
Pumpkinhead
been,
bursts in and kills you.
yeah, yeah,
Oh
that would have
God.
been rough. That would have been rough. The
Yeah, no.
things I, because I was going to ask, is was this the first time you saw boobs? Because I thought that the reason why Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken spurred you to think of this movie was the big honking tits, but apparently not.
Uh your big misconception there is there are no fucking big honking tits in Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken. So it
Right?
wouldn't remind me of anything like that.
You were craving them. You were hankering for some big honking tits, and we needed a movie that had them. And then you were like, Pumpkinhead 2, Bloodwing. That
Nope.
movie's got a
Sorry.
nice booby in it.
No, maybe we'll do Caddyshack or something.
What was your first media visual of titties? Do you have any memory
Oh,
of
I
it?
did. I first I thought I didn't remember. I do remember.
Oh yeah,
There is a Leslie Nielsen movie. I think
I love Leslie Nielsen.
me too. Usually not anything too crazy in his movies. Let me hold on one sec.
While Jake looks up the first time he ever saw boobies, I would like all of our listeners at home to think of an image of boobies in their mind. Hold them there. Make sure they're asymmetrical. That's more real.
I got it.
And think,
I got it.
okay, I should stop my ASMR about boobies.
Uh, later, start that up again. Uh, I saw Repossessed at my
Oh,
grandparents' house. Repossessed. I actually don't remember if it's good or not. Leslie
put it on
Nielsen.
the
It's
list.
I should. Actually, yes, it
Mm-hmm.
is going on the list. It's a spoof of The Exorcist,
So good.
and I don't remember anything else. I think Leslie Nielsen's like a priest, but for some reason
Right.
he's doing like a lecture in like a college, and there's a smoking hot woman in the front row, and she's got a super short skirt on. And Leslie Nielsen goes, "Ma'am, please pull down your dress," meaning like cover your legs more. And she just pulls down the front of her shirt. Big
Oh
honking
my god.
tits. And I
There you
am
go.
like pretty young in my grandparents' house. And I'm just like, that
Oh my god.
was the first time. I forget what age, but pretty young.
See, I feel like this movie, uh, Pumpkinhead, would be sort of like a classic movie for your mom to walk in at the worst possible moment, and then you're desperately trying to explain what the plot of this movie was, and that it wasn't about sex. But like if your parents walked in right at that scene where the prostitute's riding the mailman, like how would you explain what had been going on up till then?
No, you
Like
see, the handicap boy was murdered, and then
like,
he, and then the bully raises the demon out of his dead body, and the mail. This beats delivering mail, that's for sure.
I think that's how it would go. I think that's how it would go.
All right. On that note, Vic, I think we can stop. But this was a fun one.
Good stuff.
All right, guys. Until next time. I usually go first, Vic.
I do. I
Yeah.
do. I normally go first. All right.
Until
Goodbye.
I,
What? Until
until
next time? Should I? Do you not want me interrupting you? I'm not sure I understand.
don't do this bit again. Everyone hates this bit where you
I don't.
interrupt me.
I don't. I don't know if I understand.
Until next time.
I. This is a bit.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Woo wee. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling great. There's nothing like facing your childhood fears head on and conquering them. I'm certainly not sleeping with the lights on now. That's for damn sure. But, anyways, I just want to remind you guys, please like and review the podcast on whatever platform you're using. And just a reminder, we're coming out every other Monday with a new episode. So stay tuned for that. Our next episode is going to be, oh, it's a big one, Free Willy. Next time on Movie Baggage. Thanks, guys. See you then. Your daughter is a bad, bad girl.